welcome to the show, everyone. It's the King of Anime podcast. We went live immediately. What the hell? We got some good luck on our side. We were late by 10 minutes, thanks to Jack in the Box. Bunch of weirdos.
To be fair, it's not their fault. It's the people who hacked Jack in the Box's fault, but that's another story.
Well, this is the King of Anime podcast. We cover seasonal anime every week, and we cry into a bucket, and we donate the tears to charity.
Is that what's behind you right now, see? Is a bucket of tears?
Yep, that is literally that whole thing. It looks like the sea or like the ocean or whatever. No, that's just my bucket of tears. It's that big.
Look at that. Do you see that, Satsuki?
I'm not looking at the stream right now.
Look at the stream. Look at what Mr. C Tactic's done. He finally has his father behind him.
You want to know how long it took to fill to get that much tears into a bucket? You know how much tears are in it?
I would say that's probably from today alone.
Yeah, no, that's the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, welcome to KOA, everyone. How's everyone doing this week? Also, hello, Trayvon.
Hello, Trayvon. Having a good day. This past weekend, my teams decided to not show up.
Oh God.
I want to say sorry. I know you had the same feeling. My heart goes out to you. It's a weird week of football, for sure. Other than that, looking forward to dodgeball tomorrow. There's a couple of shows that are ending, and we're almost close to the end, fellas. We're almost in the fall 2024 season. Can you believe it?
Yeah, we got next week on KOA, we got to play the Kings game opening.
What's the Kings game's opening?
This is the End by Cold Rain.
I guess I'm not too familiar with Cold Rain.
You like them, actually. They're kind of like Papa Roach. They're kind of like that, like classic Papa Roach kind of sound and stuff. Pretty good. They're a Japanese band.
Oh, nice.
They don't sing in Japanese, though.
I guess another thing that I would like to say is I finally beat the first Borderlands game with the help of C Tactics, and I got introduced to Borderlands 2, and all I can say is there's a lot of American anime voice actors that are in that game.
There's just a ton of them. It's almost exclusively, I think, American anime VAs from Texas. So, pretty cool stuff. If you're a big fan of Borderlands, I'd assume most people would catch that immediately. You know, you have Sir Hammerlock, who is J. Michael Tatum. You have Mad Moxie, of course, from the first game, who is Brina Palencia. Just tons of stuff. Tons of characters.
Yeah, I like how you hinted at me with it. You're like, "Oh, do you hear something wise about her?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Whis from Ruby." You're like, "No, you idiot! I'm so bad with subtle hints." Sasuke knows this because.
Oh, I am too.
Because of Fate Stay Night. So, yeah.
I am bad at subtle and obvious hints. My brain has short-circuited. Also, hello, Decrepit Storm, and hello, Neon Victor, Evangelion. That's his theme song.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we wrote a theme song for him. We all sang it to him.
Oh, is that right? Is that what we sing every time we're introduced to him?
Yeah. Every time. Yeah, this is KOA. If you haven't already, leave a like, share it out with your friends, let them know the gloriousness of KOA and how it's better than literally every other podcast in existence. I don't think there's one that's better than us.
Nope.
Not one.
We are literally the kings.
Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/King of Anime, where we recently talked about our earliest, our favorite experiences and all that stuff with Pokemon. It was really fun. I learned a lot about dicing up all the cute Pokemon to eat to make hamburgers out of them. It was great.
That was a
awesome.
pretty disturbing part of the podcast, if I do say so myself.
I think you're the one that brought it up, not us.
Was it B?
No, I'm talking about C. We didn't teach him how to do that.
Well, I mean, I taught myself how to chop them up.
Oh, that's right. You were spoiler. You were talking about a certain Pokemon and cutting them up and eating them, and we were like, "That's disgusting."
Hack, whack, chopping that meat. Also, we're not going to be promoting Twitter, aka X, anymore. My viewpoint, I don't know about you guys, is they are essentially an extremist platform for very racist and evil people. So we're not. I just feel totally uncomfortable. I think recently they got rid of the block button, so if you block someone, it doesn't work anymore.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What's the point of that?
Is it really racist to say you don't like an entire race of people?
I mean, now that you say it, you put it that way.
See,
I'm back on board. No,
you're not a free thinker.
I'm not a patriot.
But no, we're gonna find other means to promote the show.
Yeah, I mean, I use Threads. Threads has more more people than Twitter at this point. But you do have to make an Instagram. They do, yeah. Real people. If we're talking about bots, Twitter has twice as more.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's like 200 million for Threads and like almost 400 million for Twitter. We'll see. We'll see if Twitter even exists in a year. But
wait a minute. So you're telling me that those 5 accounts that said they were going to fuck me in my DMs are not real people?
No, those are Russians.
Is that's racist?
That's Vladimir Putin.
That's racist.
He's riding a bear.
Vum.
Vum red. Oh my god! Remember that?
Yeah, they would just be some fucking bots that would just post in the chat and just go vum.
They're different colors, dude. I'm getting comments now on my videos that are like Alice and Hoover, and like 324 Driveway Park, and like I Google all these names and these addresses, and they don't exist. So I'm like, I guess the bots sort of, I don't know. Maybe they all I don't know. The owners died.
I mean, that's a good point, Decrepit. On what other site can I get followed by a new bot every week?
That's true. And it's I mean, no other. I don't know what we're gonna do. There's Threads. There's Blue Ski. That's what I like to call it.
Blue Sky?
Yeah, it's literally just Twitter, but better. Like it's like Twitter before Incel Musk.
Like Incel Musk, like the smell of your musk.
Yeah, no, he probably does that. He probably does. Also, subscribe to us, bitch. Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful.
That's right. Anyways,
you ever heard of the pirate that was having a hard time driving his boat? So he put the wheel on his package, and one of his shipmates said, "Arr, what be that?" And he goes, "Arr, it be driving me nuts."
That's so bad. That is like such a dad joke. That's like you have to have 3 kids to come up with that joke.
Well,
maybe you got some extra kids you don't know about, EA.
I must. Jesus Christ, I hope not. Please, for the love of God, don't let there be any more. But Shall we get into the news?
Yeah.
Something that never gives you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Yeah. First topic is not on me, so
I think we had to, with this bit of news, Spice and Wolf get into season 2. I think we have like this expectations of season 2s and whether this is going to get a season 2 or not. I think we had to change our expectation now, given what we've been seeing in recent times, meaning like
Right.
within the last 5 years. Things have
Right.
kind of completely changed from how they used to be. A lot of things that get season 2s are being announced like right at the end of shows now, which wasn't really exactly the case when we were coming up. We would kind of be left in the wind for a bit. Could be a year, could be 2, could be multiple years.
My God, that was a rarity.
or the animes could just be completely original content. Like Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, that, but fuck, I even remember in the 2000s where I enjoyed a show, and when it ended, I was just like, well, that was it. I didn't even know if it was coming back or
Yeah.
if there was more to it. It was just,
Dead Man
that was
Wonderland.
it. Fuck, yeah. Dead Man Wonderland and so many others. Batum.
Yeah. Well, Satsuki, to kind of build upon that, I think you're 100% right. I think we do need to change our expectations because, and honestly, the reason for this is kind of obvious if you're familiar with the way TV, and I say TV, I don't mean just like traditional cable or whatever. I'm talking about all television kind of works is people are looking for minutes watched. They're looking for hours of content for people to consume as much as humanly possible, because what the age we've entered into is the information age, and we're just being bombarded with thing after thing after thing after thing, and it's all great, by the way. It's all super fucking good. And so these networks want as much good television possible, and anime right now is primed for that, because, and Spice and Wolf in particular is a great example of it, because Spice and Wolf, the best-selling light novel in Japan of all time, its sequel amongst the best-selling of all time, and it's been around. It has a legacy. It's been around for, I think, 20 years, a little over.
Yeah, like a couple.
A couple of years, yeah, two weeks. It already had 2 seasons of an anime prior. It has multiple VR games and has multiple visual novels. It has tons of tie-ins. It has a manga version. It has different editions of the light novel. It's prime for that. And I think we are at this point. I would say if there is a new anime coming out, like let's say I don't know, the Fable. Let's just use the Fable as an example, which I don't think it's going to get a season 2. We'll have to see.
Hey, change your perspective.
I don't know. It was kind of low key, so I don't like. It has to get views, right? And I don't know the viewership. We'll
that's
see
true.
with the Blu-ray sales.
I'm staying hopeful.
I think it'll sell well. I'll say that. I don't know if it'll sell enough to get a season 2, but we'll see. But let's with the Fable, for example, is I just said it wasn't going to get a season 2, but as EA said, change your expectations. It may get a season. Why would it? Like, you have more content to adapt. Do it. That's why they're doing Dragon Ball Daima. That's why they're going to do Dragon Ball Super 2, even without Toriyama's involvement. Whenever that's going to happen, we'll see. That's why I also think they're eventually going to do Berserk. Because you have Berserk. Berserk is even crazier. You have 3 films. You have a 97 anime series. By the way, done by the Pokemon studio. So that's kind of crazy. You also have the 2016 and 2017 animes. And those are horrible, but that's content. And you also have, 30 plus years of manga to build upon. I think if if there is enough for a season 2 with an anime, I think there is a high possibility it gets a season 2. Pretty much nearly any anime. As long as it doesn't bomb. As long as the studio doesn't, fumble. I think it's highly likely we're going to be seeing a lot of season 2s. I mean, Jesus Christ. Look at what's happening next season. Resero, after 5 years? 4 or 5 years?
No, it wasn't that long. It was probably like 3, to be honest.
That's still a while. It's getting a third season. And doesn't Resero have like 20 billion arcs? So, like, we've just hit a different age where these companies want to bombard people with everything they have constantly because that's what works. That's how, if it's bad, who cares? Throw it out. It'll give views. Somebody will clip some funny parts. That's why series like Nokotan are made. People clip it. Who cares if you waste money on a 24-minute episode?
I have to ask Sasuke this. Sasuke, did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that we would get a season 2 of this? Because this is going into territory we've never even seen animated before.
Well, technically, we're going to retread water with at least one of the arcs since the original skipped past this arc and went into a different arc. And if I forgot what it was, I don't know if it was arc 5 or 4 or volume 5 or volume 6. But to get past the point that we are, no, I never imagined. I never really thought that, after Spice and Wolf did their first 2 seasons, I didn't really think that there was going to be a chance that they went over this series again, and especially not going as far as we're about to go, because if we do another 25 episodes, I mean, that'll be 8 volumes of the series, which Spice and Wolf is 22 volumes. So I don't know if there will ever be a complete version of Spice and Wolf, but it will at least do a lot of Spice and Wolf rather than just three volumes or 4 volumes.
Maybe we can get the Fruits Basket adaptation that we've always wanted. Because they always had their series at the beginning, and then that was shit, and then they remade it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're getting a 100% complete adaptation of Spice and Wolf. If it takes 10 years, it's gonna take 10 years. I think we're getting it.
The voice actors are gonna be like, "I'm tired of doing this voice now, but we finally made it."
We made it to your hometown of Alabama. How is it? Is it as beautiful as you thought it was? Or is?
Lawrence, you're fucking old. Now I'm gonna eat your old ass.
Joke's on you, Holo.
What'd you call me?
Ass.
You got an ass.
If you remember, 50 years ago, you ate it.
Oh yeah, I was hungry.
Well, Decrepit Storm says apparently the Fable retained a 3rd spot on TV viewership ranking for 2 cores in Japan, so there's some hope. I would say it's going to get a season 2 at that point. 3rd? I mean, this season was no slouch.
For sure.
So we'll see.
Also, hello, Albert. Long time no see.
Yeah, what's up, Albert? Trayvon says the creator of Nichijou has a series called City that is getting an anime next year. I'm hyped. Which one was Nichijou again? The one with the suplexing deer? The one by KyoAni?
No, that's Noku-tan.
No, that happened in Nichijou.
Oh.
Oh.
I stand corrected.
What's up, QRW6?
QR! Man, we getting everybody in here today.
Actually, yes, Decrepit Storm. Holo and Vash come from the same hometown. Alabama.
Alabama, Merrill.
Next up, Joe Mangialemino and Lara Abova I'm not Russian. I can't. I don't know. I don't really, honestly, don't know how to pronounce her name. Are cast as Mr. Zero and Miss All Sunday in One Piece Season 2. I don't know about the second name. I don't know her, but I know the Joe guy because he was in the first Spider-Man film. He was Peter Parker's bully.
Bet you think you're really funny, huh, freak?
Yeah, so he's gonna be Mr. Zero, which is, I think
then
he
he
would
gets-
look cool as a Mr. Zero.
He gets his ass handed to him because Peter Parker's like, the guy's like moving really slow, and he's like, whoa, looking at the arm and everything, and then he just owns his ass and just boom right into the food.
And then everybody looks at him in disbelief, like, oh, how could you?
Yeah, I know. I always hated that part of that movie where they're like, geez, Peter, you really are a freak. It's like he was defending himself.
You took it too far.
No.
You weren't doing anything when you was stuffing me in lockers.
Right. You didn't give a flying fuck. Right, when he got bullied, when this guy literally was gonna punch him in the back of his head without him looking, and he left a fucking dent in the locker. And then he's like, bet you think you're pretty funny, huh, freak? And then just, nope, that was totally cool. But the second he whoops his ass, geez, Peter, you are a freak. Okay.
Can't win around here.
Yeah, I know. You damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's Peter Parker for you.
They also showed a little bit of Chopper from the back. I guess he was like sitting at a bar or something, probably somewhere in Drum Island or whatever. I mean, he looks exactly like the anime version, if like from those early arcs. So, at least like the silhouette of him does. We haven't seen the front. We've only seen a little bit of the back. We've seen the hat and the reindeer thingies. What are those things on their head? What are those things called?
Antlers.
Antlers. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
He has to say Pikachu.
Pika P. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna get the original VA to do Chopper. I mean, they got most of them for the live action and the Japanese sub. So I don't think they got Buggy. I think Buggy was the one that didn't come over from the anime to do the live action. But that's what Carp said a while ago. But yeah, no, this all looks pretty cool. I guess. All right. Next up, Nintendo, a Pokemon company, sues Pocket Pair over Pow World. The game and the developer are fucking cooked. If Nintendo is suing them, they're done. I don't know what they found. It was probably some circumstantial evidence, but they are going. They got their foot. In the door. They are going to burst through it.
Have any of you guys ever played Pow World?
I played a little bit of it. It was super duper buggy and kind of lame. So, like
Nope.
the bugginess of it was lame.
Yeah, imagine if they made Pokemon into Minecraft
With guns.
but all with guns, but also for some reason was like Breath of the Wild for some reason.
Yeah, it's like 5 different games. Yeah.
It really was a whole bunch of different games put into one, and they had like Pokeballs, except they weren't called Pokeballs. They were like these blue orb spheres that caught these little things. So it was very similar to Pokemon, but I don't know. I guess they figured since they weren't using really any names, they could get away with it. But they must have found something to sue them, like you're saying. So I definitely, I mean, you can't fight against that. A big name studio like Nintendo, yeah, they're
Pokemon
done.
Company, yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked. So if you're a player of Pow World, hop on next couple, rest of the year and next year, because this is gonna go to court. They're gonna shut down the game, and Nintendo's probably gonna own Pow World. Probably.
Oh yeah, they're gonna rename and rebrand everything. All those people are gonna be like Pokemon trainers. They're gonna put those orbs as Pokeballs, and everything's gonna be replaced with Pokemon. And they're gonna steal this game, and it's gonna be the game that people have been wanting. It's like, yeah, we finally get a whatever Pokemon game, 3D. Woo.
Yeah, it's. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, in my opinion, leave them be. Like, no one's really playing Power World anymore, or at least talking about it
Really.
anymore. Just let them do
Right.
their fucking. No one cares. They had like
No.
who gives a shit.
I agree. It ain't hurting nobody.
No.
Also, if we want to be real technical, didn't Pokemon steal a few things from a few other people, like
yeah.
other IPs?
Kind of
If
a
we
lot.
want to be literal about that, so it's like for them to go after this IP, who's really not hurting anybody, is I don't know. I think that's kind of shitty in a way.
This is like, to me, this is like the Beatles suing Oasis for copying their
Yeah.
music. It's like, who fucking cares? It's fucking, the music's good. Both the bands are. Stop it.
Right.
Which, by the
Metallica
way,
suing Napster.
Stevie Wonder did sue Oasis for a song called "Step Out" off their second album. He had to. Noel Gallagher, he wrote the song, and Stevie Wonder was like, So last minute, they had to take that song off of the album, replace it with, I forget the song they replaced it with.
Their like biggest hit, Champagne Supernova. They just replaced it with that.
I don't think so. I
No,
think it
I'm
was
just
like,
messing.
It was like the second to last song, or the third to last song. They replaced "Step Out" with another song, and they put "Step Out" as a B-side, and they Noel Gallagher put in the credits, and like and wonderful and wonderfully written by Stevie Wonder in the credits. It was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It's gonna have 180 characters at launch. It's the most of any DBZ game and fighting game in the modern era. This is
Dude.
insane. I'm
I
excited.
haven't seen any. Well, I hadn't seen any gameplay footage until Le came into the Discord last night. See, and he was like showing some of that stuff. Dude,
It looks
it looks really good.
It looks like Budokai Tenkaichi.
It does. It's a lot more colorful. Like, it's, I don't know, I like the way everything looks to the orbs and the power-ups and just everything. Like, it's a very colorful map. Everything's destructive. You could play in the fucking arena, and you can go outside the arena into the parking lot.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a game that to be remembered.
Yeah, I think this is like this is like a kind of like a new, like the excitement around this is very comparable to Xenoverse and Fighters. So I think it's going to be. I think it's probably going to be the biggest launch of a Dragon Ball game ever.
I mean, they always seem to come out with a Dragon Ball of something, you know, Kakarot, Xenoverse, Fighters, yeah, and then you know you finally get basically Tenkaichi 4. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I may actually buy this one brand new.
Oh, if it's good, yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Sasuke will be the one to tell us if it's good or not.
Yeah, Satsuki's the knowledgeable one here on Dragon Ball.
Games, not so much. I haven't played a Dragon Ball game since since Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That's the last Dragon Ball game I played.
You didn't play? You didn't like Fighters?
I never played it.
Oh, it's so good. I like Fighters.
Or Xenoverse?
I think I played the first Xenoverse. Or I think I played the second Xenoverse. I never owned it though.
DLC for that game is really good. Last but not least, I thought this was interesting. The Fable is getting a game for the PC and the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, is it a light novel?
It's a roguelike deck builder.
Wait, what does that mean?
There was this game that came out a while ago. I think it was called Hands of Fate. And it was like a card game. It was a video game, but it was like a card game. And it was also a roguelike at the same time. So you lose, you start over, and you build, you know, over and over.
Oh,
It was a really cool game, and the Fable's gonna get one of those.
interesting.
I think they came out with 2.
Roguelike. Is Hades roguelike? Because you have to
It
start from the
is.
beginning. I love Hades. But sorry, I know that's not the Fable, but uh okay, interesting.
Well, no, I think Hades is a roguelite.
Oh, okay. Because it's like mixes a couple of things together.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was
I need to play
interesting.
Hades again.
I will never play this game, but it was interesting. Finally, let's get into the show. Midori Days, episode 12. I just want to say, before we even get into any of this, I had an idea. Remember back in the day, I used to have I used to read out synopsises every week.
That was like when we were first doing KOA.
It was like
Yes.
2018, yeah.
Yep, I remember, and you were talking about your love and disdain for Goblin Slayer.
So, I noticed that Satsuki has written out these beautiful notes. So what I did is I went into ChatGPT, copied and pasted each section, character description, everything, synopsis, everything, whatever. Put it into ChatGPT, and I asked to write it in Gothic American literature, in the style of Gothic American.
I'm scared.
So this is the one for Midori Days. I've not read any of these, by the way. I don't know if these are good or not. Here's the first one. I don't. If you guys don't like this, we don't have to read the next ones, because I don't know what these could be horrible. But so this is the synopsis for this episode of Midori Days, using Satsuki's notes in the style of Gothic American literature in the early 1900s and late 1800s. In the shadow of Midori's final days as Seiji's hand, the world teeters between absurdity and sorrow. Seiji, the brash blonde delinquent, mocks Midori's attempts to make sense of their bizarre connection, while her spirit stubbornly refuses to return to her own body. Koda urges her to reveal her fate to her mother, but she clings to Seiji, knowing this strange bond cannot last forever. The fat cat faces rejection yet again, while Ayase, the quiet class rep, knits a muffler in secret. Her friends teasing her for her obvious crush. When Seiji's right hand finally returns, Midori wakes in her own body, the connection severed like a broken spell. Confused and frustrated, Seiji snaps at Ayase, and Miya celebrates the return of Mad Dog Sawamura. Free at last! Seiji revels in the crude joys of having control of his hand again, even as 3 familiar goons return for another beating. In the quiet aftermath, Ayase, unable to contain her feelings any longer, confesses her love, her whispered words marking the beginning of an uncertain new chapter.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I especially love the part with the fat cat gets rejected again.
Oh, that was dumb. That was stupid.
No, it was funny. But so yeah, this is the episode where Midori finally makes the choice
Yep.
to go back into her body, and Seiji gets his right hand again. Thoughts?
I'll say this. 12-year-old Satsuki was going wild this episode with Ayase, let me tell you. It was just crazy. It was crazy. I really enjoyed Ayase in this episode. I thought she was super cliche, but it was, I don't know, she was just, I think it's because Midori Days is around kids that a lot of this kind of has, like, a lot of the tropey stuff on the surface is annoying, but if you look at through the viewpoint of, like, I don't want to say real life, but the way kids act, yeah, it's like, yeah, you could see Ayase having this kind of predicament in this episode. And I thought it was a fun close to her character. It wasn't anything we haven't seen before. But I appreciated it nonetheless, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact she was knitting a sweater and she was getting teased by all of her friends. It was just...
What? Real quick, you watched this dubbed, right? See,
I did, yeah.
what did they call that? A sweater?
They called it a sweater. I don't know why ChatGPT
Okay.
decided to call it a muffler.
No,
I guess
no.
it's
See that?
what it is,
Listen,
but...
no. See, that's the thing. In the sub, that for some reason they called it a muffler, but I clearly look at it as a scarf. But I'm guessing that maybe that's just like a Japanese translation thing. Like maybe they call scarves mufflers for some reason.
I think it may be either that or... I guess I think I maybe have heard something before. Maybe it's just another name for it, and I don't know.
Maybe. Because I've never heard... I know it as a scarf. I've never heard it as a muffler. But anyway. Satsuki.
So I think the first place I want to go is Midori. I'm not going to lie, this is probably the least I liked Midori within the episode. And it kind of got rectified within the episode, so I don't think I have really an issue with it. I guess dislike isn't the right word. It was more so frustrated. Because especially after Koda expressed to her that her mom is doing everything in her power to get her back. She's trying all these shady practices to do whatever it takes. And at this point, I don't know how long it's been since she's been Seiji's right hand, but it's been a while. And I don't know. I just felt like for Midori to initially go like, I don't want to go back, or at least like show her face to her mom. I'm like, I understand why she doesn't want to do it, but I feel like that's a little too selfish of Midori, especially considering the suffering that she's going through. And Seiji tried to protect her by saying, she's confused and she's scared about all this, which is true, but she's also having a lot of fun as Seiji's right hand. It's not like she's just, she's stuck in this predicament and she hasn't been, relishing in it. They've had their fun, of course, but and there wasn't to say that it would have ended if she would have just shown her face to her mom. I just felt like her not wanting to do that. I mean, again, eventually she ends up, I don't know, making a deal with the devil to get back in her body, because I don't know what exactly this entails. I don't know. It seemed based on the shaman that we've seen in this episode, it was just the will of her wanting to go back to her body that caused it. But again, they never really get into the details of that whole thing. But yeah, I wonder if they're going to kind of address her hesitating to go back to her body for as long as she did. Because I can understand it on one hand, no pun intended, that she didn't want to return to her body because she felt that was going to sever her connection to Seiji. But I said this before, I feel like that's just one aspect of her life. Her love for Seiji is just one aspect of her life. And she kind of ignores her friends and her family and everything else to pursue that love for Seiji, which is a little odd to me. Because then it's like Seiji or bust, But we got one more episode to see what happens in that regard. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling Midori too much this episode.
Yeah,
I will.
I think, yeah, now that you say that, I think that's maybe why ISA stuck out to me so much. Because ISA, I don't know, maybe, yeah, Midori. Because, there was the whole thing with Midori at the very beginning, which to me felt too on the nose. She was all talking about love and stuff. She's love this, love that. I love you, Seiji. I'm going to knit a sweater that says I'm a simp for Seiji. And it was like, yeah, it's cute and stuff, but it was, I don't know. But she did have a funny line in the dub where she said, "Ever since I've been Seiji's right hand, so much has happened to me." That's a statement. That's the truth. A lot has happened.
Yeah, definitely a lot has happened for sure. But it is crazy how now Seiji and Midori are basically back to normal now.
Yeah.
I mean, he woke up expecting to see her and was like, "Oh, there's my right hand. Where have you been, little buddy?" Which is kind of makes me think this is gonna sound so messed up. Was Seiji's right hand in Midori?
That is a good point. Where did his
Because
right hand
Midori was in his right
go?
hand.
Yeah. So did Midori get like an extra a hand?
If she would have checked, I mean, that would explain why she didn't move around all that much. She's just got the personality of a hand.
Oh, that's maybe what it was. That she has the personality of a hand. Yeah. Yeah, you're smart.
That one shaman was probably the most honest one out of them all. I think everybody was a fake, but that one was real because he's like, the body won't come back. Why? Because the spirit doesn't want to. And he didn't try to like finesse her and go, "Oh yeah, give it like a couple of minutes, it'll be back. Just give me the money, bye bye." No, he was just like, "Sorry, I can't do anything. This body, the spirit won't come back."
Well, EA, how do you feel about the idea that this is just happening because of her will? Does that feel like it cheapens the outcome a little bit, or does it make it like and if so, what would you rather have?
The way that I look at this series, and maybe I can touch more base on it once we do get to the final episode, is it's more the will to kind of like not be afraid in a way, because we do notice difference between Midori in her regular human form and Midori as a hand. They're like polar opposites of the same person. And it's like, why is that? And I honestly feel like this is something that she maybe willed into existence. There's not really anything that's really, because it just kind of happens randomly. He just kind of like, not even when he was asleep, it was like during the day he walks into his house and he's like, "Why do I hear her screaming in my ear?" Because his hand was already with Dory. So it's, I wish I could say more, but I feel it's almost in a way left up to interpretation in a way.
Yeah, I feel like it's very much an old style of the way, when I say old, modern at the time way of looking at, I think the way maybe the Japanese looked at how to convey romance is, having this sort of like extreme example of like literally a girl attached as your right hand. And the symbolism of that, and maybe, there's like her willing that into existence.
Yeah, I think there's also
something deeper there. There's like deeper symbolism.
It's a play on words of the old saying too. You love your hand so much, why don't you marry it, or something like that? Yeah. Because this guy loves his porn.
Yeah, well, what do you also do with your hands? You create things, right?
Yep. You do a bunch of stuff with it. You even do this one. Don't be jealous because you don't know how.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's some deeper symbolism there. I think for me, I do think it's a little cheap, but I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't work, because I feel like if it was the other way, if it was like, if it's like a wizard or something, like a like a cursed dog somewhere, I don't know. I don't think it would work either.
And see, I think, and this is just me thinking out loud. I think when it comes to like storytelling, I feel like, especially nowadays, people want to know where and why and how certain things work and where it comes from. You ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? If not, you probably know about it. That thing was never explained, how Bill Murray relived the same day every day until one day he wasn't.
Yeah.
There was no like God or divine being or anything like that. It just happened. But it was a really good story, and it had like this really cool ending that once all the pieces were put together, it almost kind of had that message of, you give back you get back what you put into this guy was a jerk his whole life and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
That's a good comparison. Yeah, I think that's what I was looking for.
yeah, and I feel, like I said, I definitely believe it's the older school, kind of like Hollywood way of storytelling. Maybe not so much Hollywood, but just storytelling in general, where it's, oh, how does this work? Magic, imagination. I don't know. Some things that are kind of like left unsaid to me personally I like more, versus somebody in a lab coat going, well, you see, because this happened in the trajectory and this is forward. I don't need any of that stuff.
Maybe
if it's a good story, it's a good
sense.
story.
Yeah, it's sort of like the time travel dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
It's like time travel doesn't technically exist in the way humans generally think time travel exists.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, time isn't even a thing. It's a social construct created by human beings. Time is not a thing you can calculate. It's just a thing we've made. So yeah, maybe it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I will say,
I didn't think we'd get so philosophical on Midori.
I don't know. I just thought this episode was sort of interesting for that. Speaking of interesting, though, Seiji, when he gets his right hand back, he immediately, he's like Sanji after a big fight in a big arc of One Piece. He goes back to his room and he stays there, and he does unmentionable things, because Seiji and his friend immediately go to a adult store where he picks up, and I'm not kidding, a copy of a porno called Milk Jackpot. Not only that, he then says in the dub, "Want to know how long I've had since a good pipe cleaning?"
Oh my god!
I just ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. I've never seen a man be so fucking hyped
to jack off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, he must have had her on his hand for a long time. That's a long time to hold back. Because what are you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing with her there. You're just like,
Midori, turn the other way.
Midori, please, I have to do something. No, he ain't gonna.
And also, if he's right-handed, if he does it with his left, it's gonna be weird. He's gonna have to practice.
Yeah, it's not that hard, but it's gonna be like Dave Chappelle. You ever sit on your hand and wait for it to go numb and masturbate? Call it a stranger. You ever give yourself a stranger?
Oh my god. Decrepit Storm says it should have been explained like how they explained techniques in JJK, which is to say overly complicating the most simplest thing ever.
Yeah.
paragraphs
strong,
of explanation.
strong punch. Hurts him bad.
Yeah, I don't really mind them not explaining that because I don't think the details of that whole switch thing was ever important. It was just about what came from it, from how it affected Seiji's life and Midori's life. And with Midori, I think there's like this innately sorrow story to this whole thing, this whole situation. Given that now we know that her will was a part of her going back to her body, because when you really think about it, she was willing to have her agency stripped just to be with Seiji. And again, I don't know it because it's only one more episode left. I don't know if they're going to address how, I don't want to use this word pathetic because it's going to make it sound bad because that's not the intention I'm going into it. But it is sort of pathetic in a way that she would strip away her whole agency and be content with being someone's right hand just to be closer to someone she admired and loved. Um, Especially considering before then she never even struck a conversation with him. I don't know if that's ever going to be addressed because I think they're more so looking at the romantic aspect of it. I do think a little bit of that is going to be addressed, but not everything because I think it's really. I feel like there's a lot of trauma that needs to be addressed with that because I just don't. Who in their right mind would allow themselves to be someone's right hand just to be a little closer to them and like abandon their friends and family essentially.
Yeah,
That's true. That's very true.
It makes me think like the family that Midori had was. It's almost like Seiji's love doesn't even matter to a degree. It's more of, it makes it feel more of like, well, if you leave like if you had the family and the weave in and out of the story constantly, and you have only 13 episodes, it does feel like, well, what the fuck was going on with their family? What were they doing to her to make her want to be a hand, essentially? So maybe like the issues that Midori experiences is, a drop in the bucket compared to what she's, done as Seiji's right hand.
Yeah. She lived through some adventures, playing video games and getting her face smashed into the console.
Yeah. Repeated brain damage over and over.
Repeated brain damage, getting stalked and groped by a weird
Pack
taku.
of people.
No,
right?
no, taku, a weeb. And yeah, for sure. A lot of crazy stuff happened to Midori.
Yeah. So the other part of this, because kind of like the middle portion of it, it was some funny things in here in there. Like Ayase's friends making fun of her because of the scarf thing, and the goons coming back just to get their ass whooped. Which at this point, I think this is their fourth time getting whooped as a collective.
We're gonna kick your ass this time.
Yeah, like you guys aren't. I don't know if they're trying to do like this resilient Team Rocket thing. Those guys at least have a mission that's going to reap a benefit if they complete it. If they beat Seiji one time, what is really going to happen for them? They're just going to be like, okay, we finally beat them.
They'll be able to claim the world as their own.
Is that it? Is that did you get like a Pokemon League badge? You beat Seiji.
Just here's your badge.
They get a nice little plaque.
And then if it takes like 20 of you guys just to beat one man, what does that really say about you?
Right. And he was whooping these people's asses with one hand before. Now he's got both of his hands back. Yeah, he's.
I'm just wondering what do they get from this? Do they get bragging? Because I can't imagine they go like, "Yeah, Seiji the Mad Dog, weak ass chump. We totally beat him." Really? Who was it? it was kind of me and 19 other people, but I mean, like, yeah, we beat his
Aw.
ass.
Oh,
Was it at least barehanded?
It's like Ric Flair coming
Well,
out.
we
I'm a
had-
17-time world champion. So you lost 17 times?
It's just like, yeah, it took 20 people, and some of you guys had weapons just to possibly beat one person, and you still couldn't do it.
yeah, they still couldn't do it after all that. It's crazy.
Maybe if they just get more people.
That's
That's their mindset.
19 more of them.
maybe it's like I don't know. It's like a, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Pop? They're trying to see how many people it takes to beat Seiji.
How many people does it take to whoop Seiji's ass?
A 1, a 2,
2,
a 23.
58. That's the magic number.
But the big thing was Ayase this episode because it's been something she's been struggling with these past couple of episodes, being more honest with herself and shredding the whole Tsunade gimmick. Being able to do what she did this episode, which was just outright confess to Seiji, which she does in a baller fashion. 12-year-old Sasuke would have definitely been pleased with what he saw.
With your fist in the air.
Yeah. But current Sasuke already knows what's going to happen from this, especially since Midori, I guess, is looking. I don't know if that was a metaphorical thing or if she's actually looking at them.
She's got great eyesight.
She's like Archer.
I couldn't tell. It's like, is she really looking at him? Because was this part that close to her house? Like, I don't remember. But okay.
She just has those sad, depressing eyes. Seiji, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Getting hugs from Ayase.
It's like the scene in Spy Family Code White, or whatever the hell that new film is called. If you haven't seen it, there's the scene at the very beginning where Yor is on a building across
Oh my god.
town.
I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, across all the way on a building on the rooftop across town, sees across through an alley, a dimly lit alleyway in the middle of the fucking day, Lloyd talking to Frost in like a whole get up, can't even really see her face because she's wearing a hat. Realizes it's Lloyd and understands every word they're saying too.
Right, and then like Frost's hat blows away and he grabs it to like save her, but then he like moves closer, and from yours perspective it looks like he's kissing her.
Yes.
It's so stupid.
It's so funny.
It's funny. It's totally Spy Family, but like it's one of those really moments.
Yeah. I love that film. The film's so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked the ISA confession. Like I said earlier, I thought it wasn't anything special, but it was just like, I haven't seen this in a long time. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. And I imagine back in the day, this is what every anime did. But I also like the fact that she kind of just communicated her feelings and got it out there and got up the courage. Because as Midori said a couple episodes ago, is like, you have to say how you feel to people for them to understand you. And while I don't think Seiji quite gets ISA, I do think he probably understands her at this point and how she feels about him. And so, yeah, I thought it was it was fine.
Yeah, she basically said, "I liked you ever since you saved me from the lack of security guards at our school.
Yeah.
So thank you for saving me, and I've liked you since then."
Also, the animation, by the way, in this episode, this was really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Beautiful sunset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. You got to see the wonderful sunset followed with Midori's depressing look on her face, staring out of the window.
There's a bit of a melancholic tone to this episode in certain parts. Like, Seiji waking up without...
She was gone now.
Yeah, with Midori and being like, oh, well, I'm living my life now. I guess I'll just try to forget about her. Sad about that.
Seiji turned into a end of the act two type of protagonist. It's always like the movie. It's like I don't know, like you could think of Shrek. You know how there's always that scene in like Act Two, the end of Act Two,
I really miss my
where
donkey.
yeah, they have a falling out with their friend or one of the characters. Like it reminds me of that, like when like in the first Shrek movie when he has a conversation with Donkey has a conversation with Fiona.
Yeah.
Shrek overhears it, misunderstands, and now he's a loner. That's what it reminded me of. That's what Seiji reminded me of because he's snapping at everybody. He's mad at Ayase for daring to care about him. He's mad at his friend for saying hi.
Did you just say hi to me? The friends, or not the friends, the classmates in the classroom. Oh my god! I guess a delinquent's always a delinquent. Like, mind your business. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd probably turn around too and go, "What the fuck's his problem?"
Yes, you really are a freak.
It comes back to that. But yeah, it definitely has to go this route, and we get it. It's one of those weird, just reactionary, like, oh, I've lived with her for so long on my hand. How can I go back now to being normal? Blah 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 blah. So, next episode, which is the final episode, we got basically the finale. This is the end of the series.
Seiji's gonna confess his love to Midori. Midori is gonna be like, "Ew, I don't remember you." And then Seiji's gonna, I don't know, I guess fight Midori.
No. If anything, he's gonna see Midori, and Midori's gonna be like, "My parents won't let me talk to you after what happened last time."
They said you like Pokemon. That's unchristian.
I think it was more so along the lines of him groping her naked body.
Well, I could explain that. You see, right here, I have in my pocket Milk Jackpot. Now, in Milk Jackpot, episode 2.
Speaking of that, I know his friend was like running, hightailing it out of there, carrying the literal duffel bag full of VHS porn. He just fell onto the floor.
You pervert!
Yeah, I know. He's like, this is Seiji's. It's not mine. And even then, she's just be like, whatever, fucking loser. That's not his.
Yeah.
And then he never showed up after he got punched, so he might be dead.
I say killed a man. I killed a man with a trident.
I saw that.
What if he just doesn't show up the next episode?
I can't remember if he does or not. And if he does it, it's going to be canon that this man died.
If this story were modernized, he would drop his phone and reveal all of his bookmarks.
Oh,
God.
instead
He
of
would
all
have
the
to
porn.
look down and make an effort to look at the bookmarks.
I think the modern
Elf
version.
ears?
I think the modern version would be like, you knock into someone, their headphones fall off, and you can listen to what.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's the best way to do it, to where it doesn't seem like
unplug it, and you just
contrived.
hear the moaning sounds. Oh
Yeah.
I swear to God, this popped up. It was not dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Next episode. Next week, gonna conclude everything.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really enjoyed my rewatch of this because I don't really remember anything from it besides a couple instances. But it's a very flawed series, a very outdated series. But I think that's the charm of it. I think that's the reason people should watch this show. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I like to go back and rewatch those old school anime. Just the way that they looked back in the day. There's just that wonderful charm about it. They got those humongous eyes, sharper.
Those hand painted. made backgrounds.
Oh yeah, those were great. Just the sharper, not as soft skin tone, like just it's more animated looking.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. I have a revelation to share with you all.
Do I want to know?
Ladies and gentlemen, I watched the end credits for Midori Days this week.
And
That's revelation number 1. Ready for
Okay.
revelation number 2?
sure.
The director of the dub was Sean Schimmel.
You're lying.
Nope. Directed by Sean Schimmel. Look it up. Look it up. He did ADR.
I think I gotta kill this show.
Which is this is exactly why the dub has stiff acting. Cause Sean was like, yeah, just pretend like I don't know, you're like Goku.
So just talk like me the whole time. I really
I really like you, so I really can't be helped. Oh, yeah, why not just play it?
I really
You're right.
like you, so really can't be helped.
But yeah, I didn't know he did the dub. Well, again, I never watched the dub, so I guess that makes sense.
It's a fun dub.
There's
Oh,
actually bloopers of the dub.
oh god, is Sean in it?
Look,
You want to know?
no.
You want to know who Sean is in the show?
He's in the show.
You want to know who
Please.
he is?
If he's the weeb, I'm
You-
gonna lose my shit.
You might be able to guess. He's the greatest character in the show.
Coda?
He's a cat.
The fat cat.
He's the fat cat. Oh my god.
His best role ever.
Oh my god. Not only did he play Berserk guy, but he's also fat cat. Bro, we gotta meet Sean Schimmel and we gotta be like, yo, you play my 2 favorite roles ever. Berserk guy and fat cat from Midori
That
Days.
cat
I
from
need
Midori
you.
is-
I need you to sign my neck so I can get it
Sign
tattooed.
my cat.
Sign my
You
neck.
know what? You know what I'll do? I'll take like a really bad picture of the fat cat and make it like this horribly pixelated JPEG printed out. Just have him sign it. he's gonna take one look at that and go, "The hell is this? You voiced the cat, don't you remember? It's your greatest role." And he would.
You'd probably get a kick out of that and then kick you out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'd laugh and then he'd go, "Oh, by the way, can we speed this convention on?" I'll be like, "I don't work here."
Hey, he sees you again and like, hey, you're the guy that, you're my guy. You're the guy that shows me around.
You're the guy that shows me around, right? Because I need lunch here in like 5 minutes, and I want pastrami. Hold the sir. I'm not that guy still. I don't work here. I'm just a fucking. Oh, I couldn't believe that. He didn't say it to me. He said it to these 2 random guys that were just standing there minding their own business. He said, "We don't work here." It always
We
sticks
don't
with
work
me.
here, Berserk guy. Scram. Get out of here. Leave. You're not welcome. Run. Go.
Just get out of here, you dumb
I don't
animal.
love you anymore. You fat cat.
I have to hear the dub with him and his meows.
By the way, what is good, Aaron?
Hey,
Yes, hey,
what's up?
Aaron. Oh God.
But is that it for Midori Days?
I think that is it.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about Spice and Wolf, episode 25, the final episode of season 1, and it's getting a season 2, which we talked about earlier in the show. Do you guys want me to read out the Gothic Nightmare ChatGPT?
I kind of don't. Let me see. Let me look at. I kind of don't. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of don't. Like with Midori Days, I feel like this. Okay, read like the first 3 sentences.
All right. This is Gothic, so I gotta find where the periods are. That's the first 3 sentences is the entire thing. So we'll do the
damn.
first sentence. In
You might as well just read it.
Just read the whole thing.
I'll go first sentence, then we'll let's continue or not. In the cold, unforgiving winds of the north, where the weight of faith clashes with the sharp edge of commerce, Lawrence, a wandering merchant with silvered hair, and Holo, the wise wolf cloaked in human form, find themselves caught in the delicate dance of power and belief. Yeah.
I'm captured. Keep going.
Okay.
Wait. The Bills are beating the shit out of the Jaguars right now. It is 47-10.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's kind of insane. How much does that happen?
Happens
Oh my
pretty.
God.
It happens at least like 5 times in a regular season where a team gets absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, it
But-
happened last week with the Saints.
Yeah, but that's pretty pathetic. 10-47.
And it's almost over. And then, well, Washington and Cincinnati. That's close.
I'm watching it now. But go on.
Continue.
In the embattled village of Terrio, the air grows thick with fear as Inbirch, once devoted to the snake god Trujillo, now kneels before the church, its leaders demanding the villagers burn their sacred effigy or be branded pagans. Elsa, the young priestess, stands resolute against the church's demands, claiming divine visions and asserting that Trujillo himself is a miracle of God, while Bishop Mendez seeks to crush their faith and rebuild in the name of his holy doctrine. The wheat growing miraculously from the wagons becomes the battleground for truth. Are we done?
I guess
I'm
so.
already kind of bored.
Oh, okay. But this was a good send-off episode.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how much I have to say on this episode, because it really did feel to me like just the end of the arc. If
Yeah,
that makes
pretty
sense.
much.
Like
It was
just-
definitely the end of this arc for sure.
It was cathartic in a way too, because you have the fucking Papa Emeritus, or whatever the hell his name is, come out in his smug face. Bishop Mendez come out in his smug face, being like, "Oh, I am the herald of God. I know everything about everything."
You need to be the voice whenever they get to the dub. I am Bishop Mendez. I am.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, guys,
Yeah.
go to the bags of wheat. We're about to do some shit."
Oh, you guys ain't gonna do shit. Holy cow, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I think this was kind of a lesson, maybe a commentary more of just how people will lie to get their way. If especially if they have a power and authority over people, they will say that their truth is the truth, which is obviously not true. So
Power corrupts all.
yeah, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? That's the
Yep.
saying. And this is not
For
absolute
sure.
power, but this is power, a big power. And yeah, I think it was very cathartic when Elsa came out and was like, "Yeah, fuck you, buddy." I even thought it was interesting. There was kind of a little twist at the end with Elsa, where, because in the middle of the episode she thinks like Trujillo is a miracle of God itself, and in the episode when it was happening, it was like, oh, she's kind of like trying to, get one up on him, but no, she's sort of agnostic to a degree, which is very progressive for her time. So I thought that was an interesting turn with her character that they didn't honestly have to do at all, but because they did it, I actually kind of dig Elsa in terms of her character, and because I think the fact that she's sort of agnostic-ish adds a layer to her complexity. It also shows that she's not stupid. She's very, very smart, which is actually kind of like a trend with this series. A lot of characters are deceptively smart in this show. It's kind of like watching House. Every character is fucking smart in House.
Yeah. Where to go from here? I thought it was a neat little trick, basically kind of how they set everything up with the wheat growing and everything. Notice how the poison wheat just died instantly.
Yeah.
The bad wheat was like, oh God, no.
Can't get it up. That's all I got.
Can't get it up, and I'm burning to a crisp. Yeah.
It was a cool moment, for sure.
Yeah, it was a cool moment. And then the priest blessed the chasel, and they were drinking the holy water with the grain. Was that just grains of wheat and water he was drinking?
Yeah, I think it was just wheat. Yeah.
It was flour.
Or flour.
Okay, it was
Yeah,
flour. That's gotta be awful.
No, it's not.
It's
There's no
gonna
way
taste
that's
so bad.
that's like the cinnamon challenge or whatever, but like on steroids.
Yeah, but he drank it, and he's just like, I've been cured. Hallelujah. No, it wasn't anything like that, but
The episode
No,
ends with
it-
them dancing.
it's just them praising the Lord. Just
Earth, Wind, and Fire come out.
Oh my God. But no, that was fun. I always love scenes where people just get completely just like the rug pulled from underneath them, because that priest, that bishop, was just totally like, you could make this up if you just burn everything. You can kiss the ring and kiss my ass, and maybe I'll forgive you. But then when the wheat came, he's just like, oh.
Holo was like, I'm gonna bite that ass.
It's like, well, okay, you guys can keep this place. The fucking miracle happened. We're out of here. But then old fat boy didn't get very far.
No, he did not.
Freaking Lawrence was like, not so fast there, fat boy. We're going to have some fun.
We're gonna roll you down a hill. How about that?
No, I like what they did with him too. Basically, got all that wheat for dirt cheap. And when I saw that scene, I was like, Lawrence, you've come a long way. He went from being the one being finessed to the finesser.
Yeah.
So I was happy
that's-
for him when it came to that.
Yeah, that's kind of like the big thing. More and more throughout the series, he goes from being finessed to getting fucked over so many times where he's just like, I'm over it. Dark craft.
I would hope that after a while you would learn stuff like that. You get water thrown at you. You get people calling you all kinds of names, and you're living out in a fucking barn and shit. After being taken advantage of for so long, especially 25 episodes, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get revenge on the world.
It also helps that he's traveling with a wise goddess.
Yeah, that helps too.
So
That really does.
yeah. What do you think, Satsuki?
So this episode was interesting in a lot of different facets. I think the first thing I want to go to is just the show and like its overall, I guess outlook on I don't know if I want to say religion in totality, because I don't think it's
I think it's more human nature through religion to a degree.
well, yeah, because it's not really saying that religion is bad and whatnot, but
It seems like religion is the framing device.
yeah, well, okay, religion can be used as a vehicle for some bad things. Let's just put it like that, because if we look at it from that perspective, we can look at a character like Elsa, who is emboldened by her religion, is just trying to do genuine good things. And we can look at somebody like Bishop Mendez, who is trying to basically extort a village and humiliate them through his religion. Because when we look at both of them, they're both frauds in the sense that I think we can kind of tell they didn't. I don't know what miracle Bishop Mendez claims he has performed, but just based on what we've seen in this episode, him blessing the water, that was all bullshit. Because we know the trick behind everything. So, and then like obviously Elsa didn't perform a miracle. She's not a messenger of God, at least not in this instance. We already know the trick behind it. So they're both frauds in the sense that they didn't create any miracles or anything of the sort. But how they choose to channel the religion is in two opposite sides, you know. But yeah, it's always interesting. The church is always the biggest antagonist within the show. They're always the ones that can kind of shake the entire series because, you know, things got so bad that Lawrence and Holo didn't even try to think of any extravagant plan initially. They just wanted to run away. But so there's that side of it. I guess the other side I wanted to go to was the interesting like conclusion to Elsa's character, which was her adopting Father France's ideology, which so Father Franz was looking for other pagan gods to confirm the existence of the God that he believes in. The I forgot what faith they said. I think they called it the true faith. I think that's what they called it. The true faith. So he was looking for gods like Holo, like Truio to confirm the existence of his god, which he believed created those other pagan gods. Which that's what Elsa sort of adopted. That you see like in the end of the episode, she says like, "Oh, Holo, you performed those miracles, but my God created you, created all of existence."
Basically saying my God could kick your God's ass.
Yeah, that was basically the argument there. No, I think it's interesting because you could definitely see parallels with the religions that you see here and real world religions because this whole thing that they were that was going on with the true faith and the faith that this village believes in, Terrio. Yeah, you could see like the parallels within each other, but ultimately, what Elsa was working towards was because she kind of like because she doesn't believe in the same religion as this village, right? So her whole thing was like, yeah, I think they're wrong for worshiping Lord Trurio, but that doesn't mean that he's a pagan god or that he doesn't exist. You know, she was kind of being accepting of their religion while also remaining steadfast in her religion, which again is saying that her god created all these other gods and that Lord Trurio or even Holo aren't pagans. They're just, you know, under her god.
Miracles, creations.
Yeah. It is through their God, through her God, that they were able to perform miracles, which again kind of goes into real world religions, or at least like with some of the parallels that you may see in different religions.
Yeah, no, I think
Crazy.
I think going back a little bit to Bishop Mendez, I think it's like a pretty cool way to end the series because I think you see throughout most of it how maybe it's not religion exclusively, but how these I guess these powerful institutions can be created and how they can control people and the ways they do it, and how they enable a lot of fraudulent people, as you've put it. And I think Elsa, on the flip side, I think Elsa is, subjectively speaking, maybe the more, I think, the true way religion should be looked at, where not looked at as an absolute scripture of 100% fact, but more interpreted through experiences and subjectivity and evolving it through time. I feel like that's where religion maybe is at its best, and I feel like that's more of the aspect Elsa is taking. And where with Bishop, it's kind of like, no, we are absolutists. This is what it says. If you are not this, then we will behead you, and you will die, and we will rule the world.
I don't mean to cut you off, C, because I think what your point is very great. I just wanted to add, I think part of that too is based on the personality of the person.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, interpreting the text. You know, because
yes,
Elsa has good intentions, whereas Bishop Mendez is trying to weaponize. He's making. I don't now whether he believes in it truly or not. You know, that's a question for a different time. But he's trying to weaponize it, whether he believes it or not. Obviously.
Yeah, 100%. He 100% intentionally, I think, is weaponizing based on the way his facial expressions looked and the way he reacted. I think you can assume that relatively well. But I think as well, and then you take this little arc that we've had and you extrapolate it and you look throughout the entire series. I think what you get is an example of the common pitfalls that many generations of people go through. I think if you were to take every story that and every issue that Kraft has went through, and you try to cross-reference it at like its most simplest skeleton, I think you'll find that Spice and Wolf maybe is more about the pitfalls that people experience, how people can be manipulated, how manipulators can gain power over people using faith. And I also don't explicitly think faith as in religion either. Maybe it's, you know, through institutions, maybe it's through political systems, maybe it's through entertainment. It could be through anything, because people have faith in literally anything.
I mean, even Holo is a walking example of how this is implemented, because it's not as if there's a religion based on Holo. It's that she was a god revered because she could, provide bountiful harvest for the village, and eventually it got to the point that they stopped believing in her because there were times where the village had to go through a depression with their crops, because that's just how it is. You can't always have a great year for your crops. And I guess that's also another like thing that the series tried to do. It showed you like how you can evolve out of a faith and kind of adopt a more modern mindset where you're, people are more like thinking for themselves rather than believing in something.
Yeah. Try to find a personal truth, I think, at the heart of everything. And the truth is hard to find, obviously. And I think it's just super interesting how religion is used throughout this entire series. And I can't wait to see what they do in season 2 and in the future with this theme. And I don't think it's done for. I don't think this is kind of like we're dropping the religion stuff. I think the church is going to be a thing that continues to have this importance throughout the world and the story because of the time period. They control the world at this point, right? So, yeah, I can't
wait till Holo fights a actual god, like a Final Fantasy character or something.
Oh my god. Fights fucking Thor or something.
Kratos just comes in there. I've come for your head.
I've come to bite your ass.
That would be the exchange, wouldn't it? Also, hello, Ellie.
Ellie.
What's good, Ellie? Do you guys think that the moon hunting bear, I think that's the name of it, do you think it'll ever show up in the series? We'll actually see the bear?
They brought it up. I would assume.
It-
Why bring it up if it's not going to be shown?
I think it would be kind of an interesting twist. Sort of like Oshi no Ko with Aqua, in a way. Or if it's like, maybe the moon bear is dead.
Well, okay. Here's a more interesting question. We only know like the moon hunting bear through these different accounts and stories and whatnot. And for what the
Was that a
fuck was
bear?
that?
That was the bear.
Why is the bear doing that?
That's the noises they make.
Hey, get away, bear! Go away! Run!
Bear.
Come over there, kick your ass! Yeah, it's
Oh, I would say it'll be interesting to think like, what if what we know about the bear, because like all the texts describe it as some destructive being that does this shit just to be an asshole. For all we know. So like, I wonder if the bear side of the story is going to be interesting. I mean, I guess. I mean, it might not be. It might just be like, yeah, I just like fuck shit up, and then
I mean, yeah.
we're gonna have it's gonna be a harder time for us to make that bear defense video.
I
could
did
also-
it because I was bored.
I liked it. It was fun.
Sue me. I could see the series also going in a Princess Mononoke direction in that sense too. Like, why not?
Oh my god.
Why not have that
That would be
connection? Why not
crazy.
have the moon bear hunter man, have it be this almost spiritualistic thing, because we already have religion, right? So, I don't know.
It's just gonna be fucking Yogi Bear in his human form. Hey, boo boo. I went a little crazy and just fucked up your whole town.
That was the bear to start it all.
The
We had to
bear
go
was
back in time to kill
misunderstood.
that bear, like John Connor. Bear Connor.
Bear Connor. Dun, 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 dun. My mission is to protect you.
The reason I bring it up in the first place, because I just, if there is a moon hunting bear that still lurks in there, it brings the question, where is it? And if we do encounter it, what are we going to do if we encounter it? Because we haven't seen it at all. So I wonder if we're going to, if it ever shows up in season 2 or later seasons, are we going to actually fight it? Is that the way we deal with it?
I
Big
don't
ol' hug.
think so.
If it's as powerful as they've been portraying it, there's no way Holo's beating it.
Yeah. Holo may die.
Well, I mean, but the end credits scene and the first thing we see, she clearly lives.
She lives. Well, that is technically. She is behind a tarp. You don't really see her
Oh my god.
body.
Kraft found another goddess.
It's a hologram.
It's a hologram.
Hologram, yeah. Dang.
That's
Dang.
a hilarious one. But no, in all seriousness, I think she avoids the bear like the plague. Especially if the bear just can destroy a fucking village like Vash's Stampede and Trigun. No way.
Maybe there's like a moment where Holo's like, I want to go, to build off your thing, EA. I want to go. He's right there. I want to go and fight it. And Kraft is like, no, you can't. Look what happened to Yoitsu. Everyone's demolished. This is like going against Broly in Dragon Ball Super. You can't do it, Holo. He's Super Saiyan. You can't.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Like, maybe Holo has to have the realization of you can't do it. You can't fight.
Can't do it, Rocky.
You're you're just not strong enough. I'm telling you. You just gotta listen, you fucking bear. You gotta go and you gotta no, it's seriously.
It's the eye of the tiger. Eye
Yeah.
of the bear.
I have the bear. Don't you dare say tiger in my vicinity. The bear will just attack her after the
Oh my
post
God.
credits.
No, Stallion. I don't want to change. I like who I am.
Well, then I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's so stupid.
Oh man, but no, it was a good series. To kind of play with what you said earlier, I was not expecting there to be a season 2, but I think we just gotta think about these things with a different mindset now because we're gonna see a lot more of Holo now, or a lot more Spice and Wolf in general. Which I gotta say, when I first saw it way back when, and I'm talking about the original one back in 2010, I was bored out of my mind. I will be 100% honest. I was just like, what is this about economics? Is it about religion? What the fuck is this about?
Thugonomics.
It's about John Cena and his thugonomics. It was not at a point in time in my life where I was interested because I was like, I want to see some action. I want to see some boobs. I want to see some fighting. Swords. I want to see some kamehamehas. But now that I've basically rewatched the series again and then some, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's not as action packed. Doesn't have to be. It makes you think, and it tackles a lot of themes that a lot of anime. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but depends on what you talk about. But a good majority of anime don't really talk about.
Yeah, religion and economics and romance.
Religion,
That's a
economics.
weird combination.
Yeah, if you were to sell this show to somebody who's like never seen it, but you're like, I really like this. Like, how can you explain this?
I
There's
think you'd
romance.
you have to go with the romance. Yeah.
There's.
I mean,
economics.
do you like people talking fancy to say simple stuff?
That's
yeah.
pretty much.
It is. This show, I have noticed over the years, it is a little bit of a harder sell. It's not like impossible. It's not like trying to get people to, I don't know, fucking read Molester Man or something. Which I don't think anyone I've recommended the series to has read it because they think it's weird. But they haven't read it, so they wouldn't know it's actually pretty normal. Anyways.
It hinges on Lawrence and Holo's dynamic. I think you start there. If you don't, I feel like this show is a show. If you don't like it within the first 2 episodes, I don't think you're going to enjoy the series. I think it's really as simple as that. Like, does it have other things about it? Sure. But I think the foundation of you liking the series relies on you being invested in a relationship between Holo and Lawrence. Not even romantically, but just, I don't know, from a like banter perspective, just their relationship in general and everything it entails.
Here's how you do it. You go, hey, person, did you like Freerin? Also, same person, did you like Fruits Basket?
Yes.
Chances are you possibly may like Spice and Wolf. It's a little different. It's kind of like a fantasy setting, kind of like a historical setting. There's some romance in there. There's a wolf.
Does it
goddess.
have boobs?
It's got first episode.
does.
You get face full of boobs.
All right, I'm ready.
There's no elves.
Sasuke's already happy.
Damn, Legolas is just distraught.
Well, how do you think Freerin feels?
I think she's still sleeping at this point. We need somebody to wake her up.
She's kind of racist too
That'll.
against demons. She's like the only good demon is a dead one.
And she loves meat.
That too.
Plates full of meat. That's her thing.
And
Anyways.
sleeping, and if you drink this, his clothes will come home.
Yes, pervy free run. Yeah. That it for Spice and Wolf?
Think so. I'm excited for season 2.
Me too. Whenever that comes out, KOA will be there.
Not unless we nuke KOA by next year.
And it's a possibility.
Yeah, because this is the KOA Civil War arc.
Who's going to war with who?
All of us.
Oh, so it's like one on one?
Yeah.
A triple threat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways. Oshi no Bro. Season 2, episode 11. I have things to say.
You have things you gotta say?
I have things I gotta say.
You stole a saying from me, but I'll allow it.
I'm sorry, EA. I have to
That's
take
okay.
your segment from you.
It's okay.
This is the one time I'm going to do it. I like Aqua. I like Aqua. I like him. I think he's great. I'm going to steal from you again, EA. We're doing it. I like Akane. I like her too. One episode changed my complete perspectives of these characters.
I've always liked Akane.
Well, I mean, Akane is just kind of like, she was like kind of plain. But after this episode, I'm like, oh, you know what? She's just kind of fucked up. Like Aqua. This is kind of cool. Not the fucked up part, but like the, the rest of it.
She's totally fucked up.
I just thought the date between Akane and Aqua was really cool. Also the Kana stuff as well. I don't even think Kana was the best part of the episode.
Kana was very red this episode.
She was red. She was red and white. And
she was blushing red.
She's blushing red. I think her blood's probably red.
Everybody's blood is red.
Well, yeah. It's blue actually until it hits the isn't that the myth
What?
or whatever?
Well, it's red and blue, I think, because of the red blood cells, and the blue means that there's not as much oxygen till it gets to the heart. But, Sasuke's.
Oh.
He's gonna do something. He's gonna bring out some red. But,
Bring out Kana.
he's not gonna bring out Kana. I guess where to unpack with this episode first.
Yes.
I know you were on a
Might as well just start
you
from
were
the
you
beginning, right? The Kana
Yeah.
update.
Yeah.
Cute.
I like how
sexy.
it was cute, but I thought it was funny how Kana was basically like, you act like an old man taking pictures.
Oh, and Aqua was like, wait, I have this written down. Oh, where is it?
The kids don't say that anymore.
Yeah, it was something like, God, I can't find it.
Because that's what he did. He was like,
Oh, yeah.
say cheese.
Kids these days don't say cheese, huh? That's what it was.
It's funny because that is such an old way of saying it. I don't even think I said that when I was younger.
Yeah.
It was always my parents that were like, they had the freaking wind-up camera. Say cheese, and you go cheese. And you just do the pose or whatever. But yeah, basically, Kana called him out for his age, and she even said, "You totally are like a gentleman, and I don't like it."
He's both the best and the worst date.
I think he was a gentleman.
Yeah, he was great.
I said here, like held the door open for her, paid for her cab, did all this other stuff, and I think that comes with the fact that he's older mentally.
Yeah.
He, I don't know this guy's love life or whatever, but
He's a doctor. He's definitely went on countless dates.
yeah, he's probably had more dates than you could shake a fist at. So she was just like, you know your way around a date. You've gone on many dates. He's like, yeah. Well, and then he counted his past life. He's like, not really. He's like, yeah, I have. And then Kana was just like, oh God, we had reservations. We were eating this steak. Uh, Ordered a cab where we're gonna go, and I just love how it just cut to the next scene. He dropped me off at home.
Yeah. She was so disappointed. Oh God, I loved it. And she was like, I like how as well she was like, it wasn't like I was getting my hopes up or anything. I'm like, girl, you totally were. You were doing a whole rig rundown on your clothes.
Yeah, you could tell it was important to her for the fact that she was up till 3 in the goddamn morning just trying to find a dress.
Yeah, it's very endearing how much she tries to come off as a certain, like, how much effort she puts into just the way she acts. How like how she wanted to pay for the meal, but he did, and he kind of blew her away in many instances, and that's why I said earlier, like, Aqua is a really good date. Like, if you take this guy on a date, he's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do.
He won't bang you.
He will not bang you on the. Yeah, he will not do it.
He won't kiss you either.
He won't kiss you. He won't hold your hand, and that's the part where it's like he's really good on a date to a degree where it then becomes he's actually just kind of cold to the outside world in both figuratively and literally. He's very clearly still trying to understand everything he's went through, and he's trying to discard this whole revenge thing, and it's just it's very clear he doesn't know how to cope with what he's going through. He doesn't know how to live as a human, as a person, and that is really exemplified in this episode, I think, with in particular with Akane, but I think with Akane kind of like his scenes with Akane kind of spell it out a little bit more, but with Kana it shows it a lot more. It shows how he interacts with the world, how he interacts with other people, and he's totally messed up. He's broken completely.
Satsuki, you look like you're about to whisper something into our ears.
Oh God, sorry, I was ranting.
Aqua is not a good date.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Like he's great up until a point. Like he'll pay for all your stuff. He'll be attentive, but
how is he not a good date?
I'll explain once it's my turn.
No, go explain.
Go finish what you're saying. See.
Well, no, I just
because you're kind of covering what I was going to say. So
okay. So, well, I think Kana kind of shows that he doesn't know how to interact with the world. He's just he's a completely broken person, and he and I think Akane more spells it out in the sense that it shows how much this thing has swallowed him whole, this revenge thing, and it won't let up. It'll probably never let up. He'll probably never get over it, even when it's solved, even when even if it's resolved completely. I don't think it ever could. But yes, continue, Satsuki.
This is why Aqua's not a good date. Aqua's a very good Instagram date or a superficial date, or if there's another couple looking at Aqua, then they would think he was a good date. But he's not a good date for the party involved, for the simple reason that, like, what's the reason that you go on a date? especially with.
Wait, the interactive
food?
person talk to free food?
Well, okay, then I think you're a different type of person than EA. We have a word for people like you, but I won't use it because I really like you.
Oh, I like you too.
Yeah, but not enough to go on a date with you.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I'd go on a date with both of you at the same time,
Oh,
Well, okay, but
but not
Just-
not at the same table.
you're a
like-
slut.
But I'm gonna have like Satsi, you're
Menage
gonna
a
be at
trois?
one table. EA, you're gonna be at like the other side of the building on another table, and I'm gonna go back and forth. Sit there for 5 minutes. Oh, I gotta go. Stomach issues. Gotta go. Run back to
Uh-oh.
Satsuki.
Sasuke,
Oh,
did
sorry
you
about
spill?
that. Had stomach issues.
My cup spilleth over.
Your cup spilleth over. Man, if it was still on the holo segment, that would have been perfect.
Sentimentalism.
Yeah.
It would have been a miracle.
No, the opposite.
Oh, okay. It would. What's the opposite of a miracle? A disaster. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like how we both thought that.
But yeah, to
Um,
answer your to answer your question, Satsuki, I think from my perspective, a date is trying to find commonality between a person that you can hopefully build something off of, hopefully into a healthy relationship.
I think it's just getting to know someone. It's as simple as that. The reason why I think Aqua's a bad date is because I don't think you find out anything about him going on a date. The stuff that you see from him on this date is very superficial. Like he's doing, of course, he's doing the right things in terms of he's paying for this, he's showing her this, he makes reservations, he's being a gentleman, all that stuff. But that's superficial.
Yeah.
Like it's good, but it doesn't personalize a date. You know what I mean? What would be the
You're just
difference?
going through the motions.
Yeah, what would be the difference between like him taking Kana out on a date and some other random person? It doesn't. There's no personal anything
He's
with this
red.
date.
And
Well-
Akane's blue.
There you go.
No, you're
that's
totally
the
right.
perk.
You're totally
No,
right.
yeah, you are right though. He just kind of like because I think Kana was trying to get to know him, and he was just like, "I like this fucking steak."
Yeah, like even when they're just out eating, they're just eating. There's not really much to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be like that on purpose because, like C said, he's kind of just going through the motions. He's relying on his previous life to guide him in this, and he's not really putting a personal stake in this. It's just like, no pun intended.
Steak.
It's like he's just doing what is expected on a date. You're expected as a man to pay on a date. You're expected to, what were some of the other things he did? I mean,
Carried her bag.
yeah, carried her bag and, he made the reservations, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that's superficial stuff because you could go on like some random picnic date that doesn't require any of that. And if you were to do that, then now you're going to have to rely on you being, kind of open and vulnerable with yourself. That's, what you have to do on a date for it to go
Yeah,
well.
That's a good way to describe that, and a good way to describe Aqua. He has, I think he has so much walls up around himself to defend himself that he can't see out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is not. He's afraid to let other people in, I think.
Yeah. And here's the part of the podcast again where I tell you all that this is another episode where I went, "This is my life." Except for this one where I went, "This is my life." Oh fuck, this is my life. I need therapy.
Oh, you made reservations and
I went on a date
went to a steakhouse?
with a girl, and no.
She told me how she wanted to kill her dad, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 1 second, I need to go to the bathroom.
No, it's just the whole Aqua experiencing this very traumatic thing, and him not being able
Never
to.
coming back.
I guess, separate his personality from that, and through that he how to say this? He has this sort of thing where he goes, like in the Akane scene as an example. He says the Akane, like, I may have deceived you. And he said another thing where he was like,
You're blue.
You're blue.
He said that.
I'm blue, blah bo dee da bo da, ba bo dee ba bo.
I like how Akane kind of like knew, like before it even happened.
Yeah,
like
she
he was saying that he wanted to like talk with her properly in Miyazaki, and she was like, "What? You gonna break up with me?" She knew.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Like the whole thing with the Akane scene, and Aqua, he said, fuck, god damn it, I lost it again. Fuck.
That's what he said.
Well, I have here in my notes, it says, it was at this moment that maybe C Tactics realizes he is Aqua. Am I what I hate?
Probably.
You got a little sparkle in your eye.
I may be. Oh yeah, here he goes. He feels that he shouldn't weigh someone down. And take someone with someone who's talented as her, and have that be wasted on him. She should be with someone else who is more worthy. That, and just in general, I feel like a lot of, I don't quite know how to explain why I feel like I relate to Aqua, but I do. But it did. This episode did make me go, oh, I need to. Like, it made me realize parts about myself, and I guess what I'm trying to convey here is that Oshi no Ko is so unique in that I have had multiple episodes where I've watched it, and at the end of it, I've went, holy shit, I've learned more things about myself. And I've gained new perspective. That doesn't happen often with entertainment for me, because I've watched so much of it. So, yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I guess that's why I like Aqua much more now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in that sense is another example, I think another testament that I think he was onto something when he was writing this. Because if I've had multiple experiences that have directly correlated to this show, that shows that the writing is good. It's realistic. It it's not something fake.
Mm-hmm. No, they've definitely shown that in this whole series. Everything from the real life, or not the real life, the glamorous life of being a star and into acting and suicide and things of that nature. I think they do a really good job, kind of like conveying those messages and whatnot.
Yeah.
As a whole, to be honest, but as I mentioned before, I like Akane, and I think this particular episode just kind of showed that she's not dumb and she's not naive. Like, she's a lot smarter than people give her credit, because, like I said before, she's like, "Oh, you're breaking up with me? Okay, fine." Aqua kind of like laid it all out there. He's kind of the only one that's really sort of honest with her, and I'm basically saying, "Oh yeah, trying to find my father. Father's dead. I was gonna kill my dad, but he's actually dead now." And for some reason, that lit something in Akane's mind where she was like, I know we were talking about breaking up and everything, but I gotta go now. Bye." It kind of freaked her out. But yeah, it was just interesting just to see. It was a crazy moment, but also, just like it says here in the notes, Akane kind of has the thoughts that Sasuke did, where it's, she's not, the father can't be dead. And I'm going to prove to you why, or well, not prove, because how could she prove it? But I guess in her mind, she's saying there's no way. But she doesn't want to bring that to him to like make him feel bad again and make him feel this kind of like depressed sort of way in a sense. And that's very thoughtful of her.
It's complicated. How do you realize you see this man has confided in her, and of course she's confided in him after this scene, so there is some sort of like obligation from her emotionally to be as honest as she can be with Aqua, yet at the same time there's a dilemma here. She's in a total pickle where she can either be the thing that in the short term maybe saves Aqua from grief and allows him to heal, but she would be a liar because she wouldn't be truthful with him about what she realizes that he does not, which eventually Aqua is going to realize it. So do you tell him now, do you rip the Band-Aid and you plunge him back down into this hole of revenge? Or do you as the soundboard here of me says, save him? Like, what do you do? What do you do? What is, in this context, what is saving him? Telling the truth?
Yeah.
Or lying? And
right.
I almost feel like from here on out, and this is just me spitballing here, a theory tactics. But I think Akane may get involved. I think she may feel a sort of an obligation because she has romantic feelings for Aqua to help him.
She gave him a backwards hug.
Yeah, and said, "I would do anything with you, even eat pineapple pizza."
I don't think she said that. She's not crazy.
And she also said ketchup on hot dogs, too.
Well, I don't mind that, actually.
Dang.
I guess I am crazy, then.
Dang. I'm gonna fucking do it again.
Sasuke looks like he's about to give
Gojo.
us a wonderful sermon. He's entered his Gojo phase. Gojo transformation. That, or he's Weekend at Bernie's right now.
Oh God, a Weekend at Bernie's. Jesus Christ. That's got to be a KOA.
Because he's not moving.
Is he contemplating?
He's you know what? I think no. I know what this is. He wants us to praise him because he was right.
Praise be holy Satsuki the Savage, with your amazingness and your loveliness and your sexiness and your holiness and your
accuracy,
your accuraciness, and your all of your awesome features, like your well-toned, defined muscles, which ripple and glisten in the sun as if they're constantly baby oiled. No, that's not sweat. His skin
have you seen his basketball shot? He can ball out. I've seen his videos.
And he's amazing at basketball. And he's... Did I say lovely? I think I already... Lovely. We'll put another lovely in there.
Probably dozens of times.
Enough. Stop the glaze.
Yes, sensei.
So.
Dang. This is dramatic.
On the first point, I have been the person that has been adverse to the relationship of Akane and Aqua. Not because it didn't make sense, but because I didn't like the romance aspect of it. in which that perspective was validated within this episode because Aqua outright asks Akane, does she view him in a romantic light, to which she has to contemplate that herself because that relationship's foundation was not built upon romance, but instead obligation because Aqua saved her and Akane provided a service for Aqua. So, the feelings I had towards that relationship, I feel were validated because it was never about it making sense or anything of the sort. It was always about the romance aspect of it and how the fandom was treating it. You know, the fandom was treating it as Akane versus Kana in a romantic sense, the same way people looked at Rem versus Amelia in the past, or you could go further back and I don't know, maybe like Rias and Akano from High School DxD, or even like this is really old, like Ray and Asuka from Genesis Evangelion. You know, those fandom shipping wars existed. But I think while it still is going to exist, I think the whole romance aspect of it was validated with this episode. So that's one front. The other front, of course, is the theory I had last podcast in which I believe that Himikawa, and Ruby's father was not the guy that we seen in the last episode. I said it for various reasons. I won't go over everything. I won't retread water. But, I mean, obviously, we had that proven, if we're to believe Blondie in this episode, with him going to Oz gravesite and saying, look how much our daughter has grown.
Yeah, that was Aqua. I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. I don't like it when you're quiet. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
I don't think Aqua is the father of Ruby.
He had
I would
blonde
hope
hair
not.
like a...
I would hope not. That'll make this a lot weirder than it already is.
How would
All right,
that
I'm sorry.
work?
Continue.
That would be a twist.
No, it would be shit.
It would be shit, but if it would be like he doesn't remember,
It wouldn't even
That-
make sense.
he wouldn't make sense at all. But it'd be M. Night Shyamalan twist. It'd be horrible. Be a mindfuck though.
Oh,
Like
Me-
Chris Angel.
well, okay.
Pine Creek.
So with everything being said, with just the reveal of this guy being Aqua, Ruby, and Himikawa's father, I think that's going to validate the, because I already had a theory that he was still alive. That's just one part of it. Now, with that knowledge being known, everything else is going to start to fall in place with the theory, which was that I believe that who Himikawa believed to be his father murdered his wife because of him finding that knowledge out. Now, are we going to find that out next episode? I don't think so, because that hinges on Aqua knowing. And I think Aqua's going to be left in the dark for a bit, maybe a single episode, maybe 2 episodes, maybe a whole arc. I'm not entirely sure, because right now the burden of the information rests upon the shoulders of one Akane. And Akane, of course, you guys already talked about her decision and what comes of that. But if I were to say what she's going to do, is she going to tell Aqua? Or is she not going to tell Aqua? I do believe she's going to keep him in the dark because she cares more so about his happiness more so than him caring about his goal. But this is Akane we're talking about. So I think what's going to end up happening is she's going to try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. What I mean by this is that she's going to try, keyword try to keep Aqua in the dark about her father still being alive because she figured out this information. One front. Second front, she's still going to try to achieve his goal of revenge by trying to kill him. So I think she's going to try to kill him without the aid of Aqua, while still trying to keep him in the dark about it. If I have the assessment of Akane's character down pat the way I think I do.
Yeah, didn't she say she would kill someone in an earlier episode?
Yeah, she said she would bury a body.
Yeah,
She's a real one.
I think you're right, Satsuki. That's fucking insane.
That is, but that would like she'd have to find out, and wouldn't that be weird?
That's also a
If-
mind fuck.
Yeah, wouldn't that be weird in like one episode? Probably not anytime soon, but just sometime in the future when we find out who the father is and what he looks like, face, voice, whatever. Akane just comes around the corner and has a knife and is like, "Ready to die, bitch?" That would be so crazy.
Where's the oh god, what's the Halloween guy? Michael
Michael Myers?
Michael Myers? Yeah, she's gonna wear a Michael Myers mask.
Oh my
Get
God.
in a jumpsuit.
Even crazier. Dun, 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 dun,
She's doing
yeah.
the song with
It's all muffled because it's in the mask. Like, who the fuck are you? No, get away from me! I said get away.
I said big on.
But that's actually a pretty cool theory, Sasuke. I almost want it to play out now, just because it sounds neat.
I hope it does. It's fucking awesome. And this is
Yeah.
why I call Satsuki the smartest person I've ever met.
I feel like I don't deserve that title, but I think obviously it's not going to work, just based on storytelling. But I think she's going to go about it this way because, again, she cares about Aqua's happiness, but she also cares about Aqua's end goal, his agency. She's going to want to try to repay the favor of him saving her life via achieving his goal of revenge. She's already been resolved to do that. And I think the only way to do what she wants, which is to keep Aqua clean, keep him on a straight and narrow, and also achieve his goal, is to, again, keep him in the dark and try to achieve revenge for herself, which is going to require her to do some detective work, because although she came to the realization that his father is still alive, now she has to do the detective work that Aqua was trying to do. Now she has to do the stuff where she's making industry ties. So this whole thing of if things play out the way I think is going to play out, this could lead to a big or a real bad spiral with Akane, because now she's going to be trying to do the things that Aqua tried to do. Schmooze up with like the higher ups, and with I don't want to say this, but with her being a woman, that may lead to some bad things, because we know how Hollywood is.
Yeah, she's gonna get the twinkle in her eye from Aqua.
Yeah, she becomes Aqua, she becomes Aqua, and that's how Aqua.
Oh my gosh!
realizes
Because
he's
she's such a
wrong.
method actor too.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be fucking something?
that's another one. Yeah, and that's how Aqua realizes he's wrong, because he sees it in her, and we know Aqua from the date with Kana is to a degree. Kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Conscientious of
Conscientious.
others,
Yeah.
and tries to take care of other people. So he's going to see that and notice that for sure.
It's like this it's like the game Old Maiden, or Old Maiden, where the whole goal is to not be the one holding the Joker.
Mhm.
And in the case of this analogy, the Joker is the curse of revenge.
Mm.
And Aqua held it, and I think Akane is going to be the one to hold it.
Yeah.
And for all we know, maybe there will be a point where Ruby holds it. Maybe Ruby holds the Joker. For all we know,
Kana.
because she hasn't been involved in that. But if she started to think to herself, what Aqua came to the conclusion, which is that her dad is the reason why this happened to her mother. I mean, she loved I too. Who's to say that she wouldn't try the same thing?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Kana's gonna start the rumbling. She's red. Think about it.
Ian Gamer says, or Aqua will fall in love with her when he sees that.
That would be fucked up. That'd be super fucked up. Think about that. How fucked up do they both have to be to get to that point?
Right, they would be literally the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Not the movie coming out, but the
That's
comic book version.
I think that's possibly the worst timeline. Is Aqua gives in with Akane to murder a dude for revenge?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Kana definitely has to start the rumbling at that point. We need a reset.
Kana's just a head and just becomes a giant fucking monstrosity.
I am the Doomsday Kana.
It's just her face. And then just starts, we will march throughout all of Tokyo until we kill Aqua and Ruby's dad. Man. That's an interesting theory there, Satsuki. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it plays into all the themes of Oshinoko.
Yeah, what I'm most curious about now, other than we know that the father's alive, is what this new girl, this Lolly, no, not Lolly. Well, I guess Lolly.
Well, Kana did
Basically,
dress up as a lolly in this episode.
Well, I'm just talking about from the previous episode where we see her at the very end. She got the white hair. She's from Poland. But we just don't know what the connection is. But I think you're onto something, Satsuki, where it will probably be yet another child from this father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which would be the inkling for Aqua to realize that something is amiss. Which what I really liked was Akane basically saying that the reason Aqua overlooked this because she figured it out. And it wasn't really through any look. She didn't really dig into anything. She just thought about it. She said that she figured it out because, or Aqua didn't figure it out because he was trying to basically quell the revenge quest when it was convenient, you know. Because if he really thought about it, he would have came to the same conclusion that Akane came to. Because, you know, Aqua's pretty smart. He's been at this whole revenge plot for a long time. But it's just like when the minute he had a release from this, he took it without a second thought. He didn't really think about this too deeply. He just figured, oh, my dad's dead. Okay, cool. Now I can start a new chapter in my life and maybe fall in love with Akane or Akana and, just be normal. But yeah, that's not really the case. This whole thing right now is an illusion.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Great episode. I really love this. I halfway through the episode I was like, man, this is another one of these romance episodes. And then
Poo-poo.
Yeah, halfway through I was like, oh fuck. It's all coming together now. The series is starting to take all of these different aspects that before didn't work and they were just scattered throughout, and now there's lines that are starting to be connected between the dots.
Yeah. I think what the season did for me, at least, was it addressed a lot of my criticisms with characters and plot lines and whatnot, and it kind of just it became not became, but it just showed that it was self-aware of these things. It was like it was all almost like the mangaka was like, I know I made Aqua edgy. That was the point, Satsuki. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It just It just took a minute. There was just a constellation of stars to sift through.
Yeah, this is one of those examples of, and we got this question, and I couldn't really think of an anime where it started off kind of meh, it got better. Here you go. I don't know where it's gonna go from here, but as far as how it started and where it is right now, it's pretty good right now.
Yeah, this is. I don't know what's my favorite show this season. I really don't. Picking King of Anime this season is going to be one of the most difficult for me.
Which, by the way, next week. It won't be next Monday, but it'll be sometime in the future.
Yeah.
How many episodes
else?
do we have left of this series?
2.
2? So does that mean... Okay, Wednesday, and then that. It's going to kind of bleed into the fall.
A little bit,
right?
yeah.
1, 2... No, it's not. Okay, it will a little, but it's not going to be too
Just
bad.
for 1 week.
Yeah, okay. Cool, I'm looking forward to it. Looking to see how this ends.
Should be fun. Anything else on Oshi no Ko Yo, bro?
Nope. I'm good.
All right.
And Sasuke's a ghost.
Satsuki's dead. We killed him.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about Le Fable. Episode 24. Is this the final episode?
No, I think next week's the final episode. I think.
Yeah, one more episode of the Fable.
Okay. All right.
I gotta say, the show's fucking awesome. And if there was a show that needs a sequel, that needs to finish out the story, it's this one.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I want to see this series continue.
I want to see more episodes of digging people out of mines. That's what I want. And bucket loaders.
I'm not going to lie to y'all.
Uh-oh.
There were like at least 2, maybe even 3, but 2 moments for sure where I kind of teared up a little.
Aw.
Cause man, this episode really hit me in my emotions. Everything pertaining to Hina and Akira, obviously. I think the first moment was literally like at the start of the episode where, Akira stopped Hina from falling, and he tells her to value her legs and value her life because they already told her that what was going to happen if she shot, that she would lose her balance and that she would possibly blow herself up. But it was like she didn't care. All she cared about in that moment was trying to kill the person who killed her parents, take revenge, and be damned what would happen to her after that. But man, Akira, in a moment where it kind of encapsulates his growth that he's been working towards this whole season, says that like Hina's parents are looking after her, and again that she should value her life, and not, waste the life that they're looking after. So that was the moment that made me tear up a little. And then the farewell was that really got me.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was, because Yoko even said it herself. It's the last time you're ever gonna you're ever gonna see her, right? He's just like, he just kind of acknowledges it without really saying anything. But yeah,
Yeah,
he very impactful.
Yeah, you have your savior, and you gotta say goodbye to him. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's this. Hina telling Akira that it's not his fault what happened to her, and that he actually saved her, and because with Akira's mindset, he prides himself as a professional, so the fact that a civilian got hurt in him doing his job is a disgrace to him as a professional. Like, that's the one time he failed at something. Not only failed in the hit to kill Utsubo, but failed in involving a civilian in it where they got hurt and paralyzed from that incident. So that was a bit disgrace to him, and he tried to help Hina with their physical therapy, and Hina just takes that burden off of him and says that he actually saved her from her captors, because we know what was going on with that underage prostitution ring Utsubo and his brother were orchestrating, which is insane. But yeah, man, it was great.
Yeah, I what I enjoyed was towards the end as well, when you see Akira kind of talking about how he heals quicker than most. And then he kind of passes along the message to Hina as he's like doing the thing with her feet and everything. And he's just saying, if you think it and believe it into existence, it'll happen.
Akira's Jesus.
And I don't know if y'all believe in this sort of thing or not, but the law of attraction, it's, in my personal experience, I believe it to be a thing. I believe it that if you believe
Explain
it.
the law of attraction real quick for people who may be unaware.
Oh, okay. For those that don't know, laws of attraction is you have a certain mindset about things where if you see it, you believe it, you're acting it, you're living it, even though you're not in that right now. Let's just say, I don't know. Like if you wanted to get a job somewhere or something, you're just like, okay, I got an interview coming up. I already am imagining working there. I'm gonna ace the interview. It's just basically just thinking real positive about kind of like yourself, and you kind of like the way that it's supposed to work is like the universe kind of like guides you toward your goals, so to speak. So in a way, where Akira says I heal better than others, it's because he just apparently slaps a band-aid on shrapnel and just says, "I'm good."
He's a Call of Duty character.
Right?
No, he's a Resident Evil character.
Fucking A.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
pouring
from
Dasani.
7 pours the juice. Yeah,
You just add that. That was great.
but Hina got the ability to walk and to stand because not only did she put in the work to kind of like massage those muscles and everything, but she had the mindset that was given to her by Akira that I'm going to stand one of these days. I'm going to have the strength to stand up and walk. And I just love shows that kind of like embrace the law of attraction, so to speak. And, whether people want to believe in it or they don't, I feel like it does something. And, if you are always negative things are going to happen. If you feel like you try to be positive even in low times, things do get better eventually. And I like that.
No, I think that's real, because that's how I got 100,000 subscribers.
Nice.
I literally did that. I was like, I woke up one day and I was like, I am now a channel with 100,000 subscribers. What do you do? What do you do as a 100,000 subscriber channel? So I did it.
You make an apology video. Oh wait,
No, that's for 1 million.
you get, oh my god, you get to 1 million and then you apologize for getting 1 million.
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to make this video real quick.
Oh, funny.
All I have to do is go to a forest
Oh, jeez.
and start selling some energy drinks to children.
and buy a bunch of Pokemon cards and fuck up the whole market of like just jacking up the prices.
And become like a deceptively really good wrestler for some reason.
And then have a brother who only boxes retired old people.
No, I don't know that there's any person in the world like that. So that's interesting.
Sounds like fan fiction, y'all.
This mine sometimes.
Yeah, I used to go on Wattpad a lot. But yeah, no. Honestly, this episode was kind of like when I was watching it, I didn't have much to write down because, and I was through this entire thing, I was like, there's not much really going on with this episode that I could really say that Satsuki hasn't already fucking said. I mean, I guess the whole Utsubo thing is a fitting end for his character and almost kind of like how Hina and Akira was almost bittersweet. For Utsubo, it's kind of like a piteous shame. It's kind of like, pity this guy just because he's so miserable.
The Sex Pistols are no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Johnny Rotten died.
with the Utsubo and the way he went out. The way I interpret it is that he saw the writing on the wall. He saw Akira was way more than he imagined. It was a goal that was unattainable. He tried his best, but he could not kill him. It was too much to handle.
I'm surprised he didn't pull the pen though.
And because it could have been a dud, and I think that's another interpretation that we could have, came to. It could have been a dud for all we know, but
True.
I mean, maybe it was an actual grenade that he didn't pull. But the whole intention was that he wasn't going to go out in a mediocre fashion. He wasn't going to go out whimpering. He wasn't going to go out because really the only thing that was left for him was either they were going to turn him in to the authorities or Suzuki was going to kill him in the ditch, execution style, anticlimactic.
Right. Dig your own grave.
Yeah.
And then,
Might as well go out to the Fable, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he
Suzuki still killed him.
Which I kind of called.
Yeah.
I said he was going to kill him.
Yeah. But
cool.
he just decides to, throw the grenade and force Suzuki to kill him because, he obviously that's what they're going to do.
Which is kind of fitting too, because that's what Suzuki did to get Yoko trapped.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people throwing duds.
More ways than one.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was fitting for his character to, go out in a non-boring manner. It had to be exciting in some way,
Of course, it's his character.
Mm-hmm. But I thought the whole Suzuki angle was interesting because his betrayal, if you even want to call it that, because it wasn't really a betrayal because Utsubo and Suzuki already understood each other. Suzuki only really it's not like they were friends. It was a very transactional relationship. You provide this for me and I'll do this for you. That simple. It had a lot of conditions on it. So for Suzuki, it was you're endangering Hina. I know he's not her actual sister, of course, but he's been acting as her sister. And from what he's shown in this episode, he cares about her. Like Hina hasn't done anything wrong. She's been involved in this criminal reign that they had going on for a while. But again, because that's his, fake sister, which kind of parallels to the relationship between Akira and Yoko, he cares about her. So the minute that Utsubo had her involved in this plan, having her stepping on the mine, that was the last straw for him. And that's what ultimately made him go, no, Utsubo, I'm not with you anymore. I'm not. It's not us versus Akira. It's us versus you.
Yeah, I mean, he basically was in contact with Akira and Yoko multiple times, and you know, I feel like if you've lived through it like once, twice, three times, so many times, because he's been shot at, he's been chopped at, he's been broken down, humiliated, whatever you want to say. I think at that point you kind of want to cut your losses. You're just like, I'm getting off light here. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you with the whole, that's my sister. Hey, this wasn't part of the deal. What the fuck you doing, Utsubo? But, even after you kill Utsubo, it's like, is he? I almost thought maybe he was gonna try to pull some. Am I still gonna try to get Akira? But I was just like, nah, he wouldn't do that. That would be kind of dumb, and you'd be committing suicide at that point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is a
Gotta
good
say.
episode. Good episode.
Gotta say. Gonna say it. That was a waste of a good pair of chucks.
On on who?
On Hina, where she got her shoes
Oh,
partially melted.
yeah.
Poor
That
chucks.
was speaking of that. That was a pretty smart plan to do it that way. Like basically takes the Kevlar body armor on the other leg, you put it down so that it kind of like, I don't know, like putting a firecracker underneath a bowl and just something like that. Thought that was pretty smart. Luckily, they had that fucking construction equipment there,
Yeah,
so
it
that
was
they could
brilliantly
do that.
set up at the beginning of the arc.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like,
Chekhov's gun. I think that's what they call it.
yeah, really neat. I enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty cool to put it together. That's basically just kind of working together to get that taken care of, and they did it. They took care of it. Yes, they did melt some chucks, but you know what? I'd rather have some melted chucks than no legs
I don't
and
know.
being dead.
I don't know. Those chucks were pretty nice.
The chucks would be even worse if you got no legs.
Listen, I'm just saying. Maybe you should have tried a little harder to save the chucks too.
I remember the other. I remember the other part I teared up at. It's when Hina actually walks and then hugs Akira.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
that-
great
that was
moment.
sweet.
That's the one that did it for me. Because that's the first time she walked. Like, of course she stood up, but this time she's actually walking, and obviously it's not. She's not doing like a power stroll or anything like that. She walks up to
Hello, my
Akira.
baby. Hello, my darling.
She's
Hello,
kinda
my right
stumbling.
young gal.
And then she just falls into Akira and hugs him and thanks him for what he did.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god! And then at the end, where Akira tells Yoko that he get patched up, and he tells Yoko he's going to get back to his Christmas drawings. And then the last scene, you see he draws a picture of Hina standing up. Oh my god, that was so great.
Yeah. Yeah, this was probably the best episode of the whole series. I know there's been a lot of them, but this one I feel like definitely holds a place up there with maybe one of the best.
I want a GIF of Yoko's face doing the Yoko face thing.
The
The scrunched up, ugly looking face. I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
Oh, why are you doing this, Akira? I hate you.
I want to see the live action now too. Just see what that's like.
If this doesn't get a season 2, I'm gonna read the manga.
Gonna riot.
I have to. So there's an arc I really hope that they cover, which they might not because it's the last episode. But if they cover this one last section, we're so close to it. It's 50-50 on whether they do it. If they do it, though, that would be the perfect conclusion to this whole series if they weren't to do a season 2. Because I've been waiting for this particular section of the show, and I'm praying. I'm praying they have enough time for it. It is really close. It's cutting it really close. Because just to give you like a idea of where it's at, this episode bleeds into like one volume, right? It's like 2 chapters into one volume. So the pace that this show has been going, it's been doing like, I want to say 6 chapters an episode, which may seem like a lot, but with the Fable, it's not really a lot. So it's very possible that they do the arc I'm very excited for, but it's not even an arc. It's just like a section. It's very possible they do it. If they don't, I'll be good with it, but I'm really hoping for it.
Has it been pretty faithful?
Oh, it's been absolutely faithful. Like, it's been, in terms of being faithful to anything, it's been like the most faithful I've seen a series do anything. And I'm not even just talking about like story stuff. I mean, like screenshots to panels. It's been the scene where you see Hina praying, Otsubo praying, after they acknowledge Otsubo's death. Literal shot from the manga. 1-on-1.
Wow.
1-on-1 panel. Like, even how they shaded things.
Let's talk about faithfulness. You would think we were talking about faith plus 1.
I remember you were saying that Made in the Abyss was also pretty faithful. So you would put it up there with Made in the Abyss as well, as far as like faithful adaptations?
It's more faithful than Made in the Abyss.
Oh, wow. Okay. The most faithful, then. That's cool.
That doesn't mean it's better, but it's more faithful in terms of doing everything the manga did. It is. I look at some of these panels and go like, damn, they did that exact same shot.
That's pretty good. Well, we can only hope. Hopefully by, I don't know, by this time next week, we'll be saying, they announced the season 2, hooray! And we'll be excited.
Well, that'll be good. It'd be great.
We'll see. We shall see. Anything else on Le Fable?
We got to kill or pass it.
Fucking pass?
I mean, we did kind of praise it a lot.
No, okay, so they ruined the Chucks. This is a kill. You don't ruin the Chucks.
I'm going to pass it. It's a great episode. It's up to you, Sasuke.
I guess. Whatever.
All right.
I'll pass it.
All right, we're killing it. I'm
Wow. That's really nice.
Let's now get to the viewer questions.
Viewer questions.
First question: One of these universes, out of these universes, which force suits Michael Jackson the best? Demon Slayer not included since he's already in it. Ghost in the Shell, Dragon Ball Z, Fist of the North Star, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Fire Force, Naruto. One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Bleach. Okay, first of all, Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why Ghost in the Shell? In a way, but not really.
He would definitely fit in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. His fucking stand would be his dance moves.
His stand would be called Billie Jean.
I mean,
It probably would.
Doesn't Araki already have something like that? Because he names a lot of his stands after. Yeah, I mean, does he have a Michael Jackson specific one? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
He has something called Smooth Criminal or something like that.
Oh,
but there you go.
It's like some
Uh,
it's the name of one of his songs. I don't know. I think.
yeah. But I could see him in One Piece, drawn the way that he is,
Yeah,
in
if
One
Bon
Piece.
Clay is in One Piece, then I think Michael Jackson would definitely fit.
Wait,
Yeah.
you mean Django? Django is a direct
Oh yeah,
ripoff from
Django.
One Piece.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Fucking Bon Clay is Jim Carrey. At least in my eyes.
Yeah,
Anyways.
One Piece definitely fits.
Um,
This is Django EA.
Let's see.
is he Unchained?
Oh, because I was gonna say, oh yeah, that is Michael Jackson.
I love
That's his
Django.
moves.
He's so goofy.
Because when I hear Django, I think of I hear Unchained.
Django has like a really cool cover story arc. That's like really cool. Hope they adapt it.
Smooth
Anyway.
criminal.
Next question: if you were given a Gios, which of these would be your ability? Absolute obedience, mind reading, false memory, time stop, be loved, spirit transfer.
Are we doing the same like drawbacks as Gia? Well, I guess we can't ask them, but
I guess we'd have to,
yeah,
Be
if we did
loved?
it,
because it's of the abilities. So the ability also has the drawback built into it.
And you can only use it one time, right?
well, some of them, I think. I think the spirit transfer thing is like that.
Well, the obedience one too.
Oh,
From-
you mean one? Okay, I misinterpreted what you were saying. On like one
Right.
person, I got
Right. One person and only one time with the command or whatever.
I mean, if they have the same drawbacks, because I would want time stop if it didn't involve the drawbacks. But if you've seen Code Geass, the drawback with the time stop thing is your heart stops. So,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that was in the second core.
yeah,
With that one character that had the time stop.
Rolo.
That's right.
I would do. I feel like the false memory thing would be the best one.
Yeah, I think that's the one with the least messiness. Because either way, I feel like this is a nightmare. Either one you choose.
Lelouch, please don't make me forget.
Sad.
Listen here, you little shit. You're gonna forget those memories about Chuck E. Cheese. We don't talk about those.
But I love Chuck E. Cheese.
You don't love Chuck E. Cheese. You love Domino's.
You're right. I love Domino's.
I have Domino's right now.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. What kind? What you got on it?
Pepperoni, cheese. I'm basic.
Oh fuck. I love the Domino's cheesesteak pizza. Philly cheesesteak pizza. Oh, so good. Fucking love it.
How?
To add, if we're talking about drawbacks, the mind reading one would be absolutely awful. We literally seen Mal be driven to madness.
Yeah. They're all horrible. They're all horrible.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, I picked the Be Sexy one. Where's that one?
What's the Be Sexy one? There ain't none.
Is G.
I mean, that could be this spirit transfer one. You could just transfer into the body of
Of a
I don't
sexy
know,
person?
who do you think is sexy?
Well,
Halle Berry.
you go.
You'd be killing them, right? So
No, I mean their consciousness. Yeah,
yeah, they're kind of fucking dead. So you're kind of a murderer.
Well, actually, no. I don't think their consciousness disappears because the spirit transfer thing goes to Lelouch's mom, who transferred into I think her name was Anya, not Anya from Spy Family, even though they both have pink hair. I think she's able to like take over their body at will. So her spirit goes into it, like it's two spirits that dwells within one. Kind of like, I don't know, like Sukuna and Yuji, or the Nine-Tailed Fox and Naruto, some shit like that.
Okay.
It's been a while, but I think that's how it works.
Give me time stop.
You-
I can keep my heart going. I'll just take my hand and just pump it like that.
Get a.
It doesn't work like that, EA.
I'll make it work.
He literally died.
No, I mean yes, he did, but he was stupid. He didn't know how it worked.
Okay.
but you do.
That's right. I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a spirit transfer, and I'm gonna transfer my body into Ginyu.
What?
And I'm now Ginyu. Fuck you, Goku.
Captain Ginyu, go screw.
Next question. This question is for EA and Satsuki. Which is, in your opinion, the best house sigil? Stark, Lannister, Targaryen.
Targaryen.
Baratheon.
Sigil? Like just best looking like logo?
Yeah.
I gotta look at them. I don't know how all they look.
The wolf looks great. The Lannister one is, it's all right. Targaryen is a fucking dragon, which, come on, that just screams badass. And Baratheon is a stag, a deer, or whatever. For me, oh, go ahead.
Baratheon, Targaryen, Lannister. Baratheon.
Yeah, Baratheon's
Okay.
like a deer.
I got
It's not
it.
too
I got
bad.
it. I got it.
For me, I love the wolf Stark. It's pretty cool, but there's just something cool about a fucking dragon. I'm gonna go with Targaryen.
Actually, that's the one I don't see on this list. Hold on, where's Targaryen? That's some cool.
It should be the one with the dragon on
Oh,
it.
I see it. They didn't
Yeah.
have it. Okay, no. I see it. Yeah, it's like the 3-headed dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean, I don't know. It's just pretty cool to me.
I think I favor the Baratheon one. Not gonna
That's a
lie.
good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a pretty
Yeah.
good one.
Well, next question. You're at a karaoke bar with Yumai. Thanks, Light Roller, for the question. You have one song to make her acknowledge your love for her. Which song are you singing? I don't know if this is the perfect one, but it's that song by oh god, where's the name? Boston. It's been such a long time. I think I should be going. Because he's leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
My song for you, to make her acknowledge my love for me is Puddle of Mud. She fucking hates me.
Butt rock.
and then just basically just replace the words and put yeah, she fucking hates me. La 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 la. I tried so hard. Yeah, just all that other stuff. Oh, no. I take that back because that's his heart being ripped out. Okay, no. Instead, it's The Offspring. My friend's got a girlfriend and she hates that bitch. She tells me every day. It's that one. That's my song for you, Mike. But I'll replace the words with you,
Oh,
bye.
yeah. Obla Blah Da by The Offspring. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I got FDB from Young Dro. And that song stands for fuck that, not that, but that with a DAT. That bitch. Fuck that bitch.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Cannibal Corpse is a good one for Yamai. Any Cannibal Corpse song. Cattle Mutilation. That's a good one for Yamai. Fuck Yamai. Next question. Who in not literally, by the way. Figuratively. Yeah. Who in KOA can beat EDP 445 in a boxing match?
Oh my god.
I
could whoop his ass.
I don't.
Dude's
can't
400
fight a
pounds. Dude's 400 pounds and he can't barely move.
If your stamina is like decent to okay, I think you're fine.
The dude waddles when he walks. you could run circles around him.
You're-
Right. If
you're
you basically
boxing-
just
I'm sorry.
if you basically just outlast that whole him trying to get his fists in, because he's gonna swing right out the gate. I get that, but then when he gets tired, he's gonna and then at that point, just
He'll be able
Get
to
him.
throw like 20 punches and be exhausted. I think I'll be fine.
No, you gotta.
Yeah.
This is what you do with your. You know how everyone gets an entrance in their boxing match, right? The big pay per view entrance. You gotta
Mhm.
come out with a platter of cupcakes.
that's funny.
And you gotta have like a bunch of just internet personalities backing you up. A bunch of cringe internet personalities.
Mm-hmm. This match is sponsored by Little Debbie's Cupcakes.
Yeah, I'm very confident that, you know, if it's in the field of boxing, I'm very confident. If it's like wrestling, yeah, I'm not big. I'm not as big as him at all. But boxing, I got the reach. I got more stamina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm faster. Yeah, I'm gonna take my chances.
You just gotta keep your hands up, because he'll drop his as soon as he's just gassed, and then you just gotta just wail on him with haymakers and just keep getting it, and then eventually you're good, and the ref will call the match.
Yeah, no, I'm fucked.
Damn.
Really?
I don't know how to fight.
Yeah,
I think
but
he'll be fine.
I think
He doesn't
you
know how
could-
to fight.
Right, I think you could take this guy out.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Next question.
We'll be in your corner going, you can beat him, Sea Tactics. You're gonna eat thunder and crap lightning. Wait,
He's like
not right.
he's like 400 pounds and 5'8". I think you could beat him. See,
God, yeah, you could whoop his ass.
he's going to move extremely slow.
He gonna probably break his hip taking 2 steps.
Can I like? Is it like a no DQ match? Can I get like a steel chair?
No,
It's a boxing match. You 3 minutes each round.
Can I get a steel chair and hit him with it?
You can get
No.
a steel chair to sit in the corner, and then to take a breath every round.
Can I get like a crooked ref or something to put like a give me an edge or something, like put something in my gloves?
Dude, you don't.
you can get it to the next question before I get mad.
Next question. You get Dracoon into an Iseki. You have the option to take a pet from the real world, but in the Iseki world, they gain the ability to speak and have powers. Which animal are you taking to help you in your quest? EA, maybe a donkey. Satsuki, maybe
What?
skunk. And C, maybe an ostrich?
You gonna say I'm taking an ass?
And you saying I stink?
Donkey.
Who wrote these questions?
I'm going to say Chun Chun Maro. Can I say that?
No, that's not a pet.
That's not
from
a
real,
pet.
real world.
That's a sword.
Yeah, it's my pet sword.
No, you get no pet sword.
God damn it. All right, pet dragon.
Just what?
That's not from the real world either.
Well, we have books on dragons.
We ain't got shit on dragons. I mean, okay, we do have books, but that's fantasy.
I want to take a low maintenance animal with, I don't know.
I'm going to go with bear.
What the
How
fuck?
could you?
Brown
How
bear.
could you? You're gonna go with the thing that's cursed KOA the most.
Yes.
I don't know. How often do like iguanas eat? Some type
Iguana?
of like reptile
Ooh,
or
a snake.
amphibian.
Don't snakes, like, if you feed it once, it's like fed for a week?
Yeah, the only problem is it would have to be a small snake for me if I'm taking it to the isekai, because I don't want to.
That's
And
kinda
these
weird.
things will talk.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a small snake, and you go, "Oh, you're cool like a coral snake." and you're gonna be like Akira.
Yeah. And you're gonna have like a friendship with your snake.
Yeah, snaking would be bad, you know.
What did you pick, C?
Brown bear.
You're gonna have a talking brown bear. Hey, boo boo.
I'm gonna fuck you up. You know that, right?
Only you could prevent forest fires.
You see these claws? I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm gonna fuck you up. For me, I'll get an osprey, so like an eagle, because it could fly, and then it can
like
like
Assassin's
scout
Creed.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it like scouts stuff, and then it comes back and reports. I saw some people in over there, about 20 clicks northwest. Thank you. You are good. And then
What?
just yeah,
Is this
that's
good
what I would
idea.
do.
Is this question secretly written by a furry?
No.
Because think about it.
I don't think this is a furry question.
I don't know how you got that.
I don't know.
They're
kinda
just
sus.
animals.
Seems kind of sus. Next question: what job would Akira be better suited for? Race car driver or character for a kids show, kind of like Blippi? Okay, the obvious one. That's the obvious answer. A character for a kids show, kind of like Blippi.
He would be terrible for that.
He'd be fucking awesome. I'd watch that.
His voice would be so monotone. He'd be like, "All right, so here's my drawings. Aren't they wonderful? I'm a pro."
Can you
He's
say?
sad.
Can you say
Right.
pro?
Can you say pro? P, R.
And now we will watch Jackal.
Right, and that would be the whole fucking show. He's a better race car driver.
Dang. Well, at least he's gonna make a lot of money as a race car driver, so good for him. What is the more enticing option? 1, dinner date with Yoko. 2, amusement park date with Yamai. Thanks, Light Ruler, for the other question.
Yeah, probably the one that
I-
doesn't
I-
require you going on a date with an underage girl. I think.
I think I'm taking the dinner date with Yoko.
I never thought I'd hear you say that, see?
I'm not gonna be happy about it. But Yamai is Yamai.
There's a way you can get around that Yamai thing.
Killer?
Well, okay. So let's just say you guys got like 2 free tickets or whatever. You just take the ticket, make a distraction, and then lose her in the park. You'll never see her again.
Hey, Yamai, how's things? Oh my God, look, it's a brown bear.
It's your
And
ma.
it's
You're gonna
talking.
see her again.
That's true. She would. Oh,
Yeah,
Nah,
but Yoko,
I'm not-
You just don't give into her games.
yeah. I'm
She'll
not
get fed
gonna.
up and she'll leave.
I'm not gonna take that chance with you, Mai. I'm just gonna go and have a dinner date with Yoko, and she's gonna give me a bunch of shots, and I'm gonna go. I'm good. I need to drive home.
Well, it depends on where you have a date with, because I mean, most places are gonna have alcohol or something. But
Oh yeah. I'm not
I mean-
gonna have a date at a fucking bar.
yeah, bad idea. Have a dinner date at McDonald's, and then you won't have any trouble. What is she gonna do?
That's true, unless it's the one that serves alcohol. But I don't think they serve alcohol in Japan. In McDonald's. I know in the UK they do, which is crazy.
Last question. Which anime would be better if you could change the genre of it? Like AOT changed into a Yuri, or Toradora changing
Huh.
into a fighting genre?
Oh, that's actually a pretty good question.
I gotta think about this
Yeah, same.
for longer than 5 seconds.
What's one that what's a series that I don't like?
Good question.
Because I tend to forget the ones that I don't like.
So
Wait, what?
they already mentioned the Yuri thing. This is just really easy for me. Since they mentioned the Yuri thing, Love Live would get so much better if it was just a Yuri.
Oh my God, you're right. I mean, yeah, they do the whole singing and dancing, and sometimes if they do it right, the characters
It
are
already
really neat.
is. They share parfaits
But
with each other.
but if that's Yuri Bates. But if they actually made it a Yuri, I think you're right, Sasuke. I think it would be better. Same with Licorice Recoil. I think that would be a better Yuri. Like instead of Yuri Bait, they actually did it that way. What do you think?
I think it would be better, but I don't think it would be that much better just because my problems with that show doesn't stem from the relationship.
Okay, that's true. There's the damn villain, and then the everybody take your guns out and shoot random people. Yeah, that's right. Forgot how absolutely stupid that was.
Oh my god, they had a gun in a paper bag, and somebody went,
Ooh, what's this? And someone's like, "Hey, give me that gun. Stay back."
I got a gun and I don't know how to use it.
Right. God, I'm trying to think. What's a really like that would have
I
made
got
it
one.
better? All right, what's it?
Tack to OP Destiny is a musical.
As
Huh.
a musical? Huh.
Embrace
might
it.
be interesting.
Because you have all the
Mhm.
cool fights and you just do it with music.
And it did have a theme of music with the whole piano and everything. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's true.
tact OP. That's a OP. That's a musical term.
Really?
Or it's op, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking know. What do I know?
Keijo as a hentai. Is that a genre?
I like Keijo as it is, though.
I do too, but it could be better.
But does it improve if everyone smash it?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Now, are they smashing while playing the game, or
Yeah,
is
no. It's still the same plot. So like instead of like, I don't know.
they have their
Instead of
clothes
like
off or something?
instead of like Nozomi's butt cannon like killing someone, it like I don't want to finish this thought anymore. I'm done.
No. Continue. Like
Instead
it
of-
shoots, and all of a sudden,
Instead of
KOA's
Nozomi's
over everyone. We're canceling the show.
instead of Nozomi's butt cannon like kill or like knocking someone out when they do it, it's like I don't want to. every time I gear out to do it, I'm like I don't want to do this.
come on, pull the trigger.
Okay. So instead of the butt knocking her out, the butt
knocking her up.
Ooh.
they fall into the butt, and like since it's a hentai, now that her face is in between the cheeks, something orally happens, and then that
This is ridiculous.
All right.
This is preposterous.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything. Because, like I said, I kind of forget like the bad shows that I watch. But let me just throw something out there. Like, if something was, I don't know, like a shitty action, and if they like had kind of like some interesting characters, make it a drama, something like that, instead of just relying heavily on the action or something. I don't know.
Can we have K-On! As a musical? Like instead of doing a boring slice of life, they actually play music.
That's a good one.
That'd be nice. I think that's just called Given, but yeah. And they're gay and Given, so
Given gay?
Given gay.
Gay given.
It's a given that they're gay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show, and I have to ask you a question. Where can they find you?
You can find me over at my channel, Everything Animated. Close to 600 subscribers. Just with a bunch of cool shorts on it for now. Of concerts I've been to, I've seen Creed, I've seen Slipknot. I went to what's it called? AEW Wrestling. Who knows for how long they'll be coming here? Because they're, I don't think they're gonna be a company. At least not with the people that come to their show. Anyway,
Yeah, they got like record TV deals recently, didn't they? Didn't they get their
I don't-
highest paying TV deal like last week?
if they did, I didn't hear it. I kind of stopped really following them. I every once in a while will watch clips, but good for them. Good for them. I linked in the chat below our Patreon for King of Anime Podcast. Only one stinking dollar. $1? I'm sorry. Can I get a what? No, but for $1, we got Pokemon. We got video games. We got I was about to say Midori Days. No, we got Watabote. It's interesting to say the least, and really fun and thought provoking and uncensored. Sasuke, you're making a really disgusted face.
It's not. It's not you. It's me.
I figured. So I thought you were
That's
like
what
looking
my
at
wife said to
something.
him right after she left me and took the dog
Oh, I'm sorry. At least you guys only had a dog and no
and my
kid.
truck
Well,
and my beer
that's it
and
for
my
me.
country song.
Not promoting the Twitter, but I will make a Threads, and we can promote that, and we can get you all kind of like following that.
Yeah,
So
we can share our
yeah,
our tips on how to rizz up the Rizzlers. Satsuki, where can they find ya?
You can find me on my main channel, Sasuke the Savage, as well as my other channel, Sasuke Reactor, and my other channel, Sasuke the Gamer, as well as my Twitch, Sasuke the Gamer. That's not with THE, it is with a DA, Sasuke the Savage. Where you can find me. And I stream with the NFL season, it's kind of complicated, but I try to stream 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, Sundays. Also, now I guess it's a regular thing that I stream on Friday because I've been live reacting to Oshi no Ko every Friday for the past, like, I don't know, 4 weeks or so. I think I might make a video pertaining to the latest chapter of Kakaguri, and maybe I'll make that a regular thing. We'll see. I've been in the video making phase of my YouTube career, the thing that you're actually supposed to strive towards. It's like making videos it's kind of alright. So I might try it again to see how I feel about it again. So be tuned for that on my main channel, Sasuke the Savage. But that is all I have to promote. So you guys be easy, and yeah, have a good night.
Well, as for me, as my chibi loads in and all that junk, today did a Don video on chapter 167. It was pretty cray, yo. There was a library involved. There was groups of people involved. It was really good. Tomorrow, Chainsaw Man. So check out the Bento channel for my video on that, on the new chapter. And also check out my second channel. Hey, it's me, C. YouTube.com/C Tactics second channel, which is where the Don to Don stuff is. And yeah, I think that's largely it. I mean, there may be a couple videos coming out this week on the main channel. I don't fucking know. We'll see. But thanks everybody for watching. Much appreciated, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night, y'all. Bye-bye.
Jenny.
later.